just like magic people and be like,
Hello.
Oh, still from OLG.
They have fluids in Valhalla.
we were debating how easy it is to get blood in Valhalla. Can you just like order it? Is there a menu? Can you just
people
ask
bleed
someone?
there?
Can you just ask around?
For blood?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if like I cut someone in Valhalla, will they bleed?
Sure. I imagine it would heal up again. Like you can
Oh,
die in
there we go.
Valhalla, you just kind of respawn again. You can. It's part of the fun of it. You can just keep fighting.
You respawn.
Yeah.
It's
Like, do you respawn right there? Do you have to like?
No,
is
you
it-
don't even
I
care.
imagine there's a
Respawn
respawn
at-
point,
It's
and then
like
you
a
have to go through character creator
Like,
again.
yeah.
It's a whole deal.
You basically just gave me the ideal situation to make Draven a spawn killer for an endless amount of blood.
Yeah, I mean, there's technically,
Valhalla.
I assume it would work on people. There's technically a boar in Valhalla in the actual mythos, which every day gets eaten at the table and then respawns, and then every day gets eaten at the table. It's a pretty horrible existence. So I
Shit,
imagine
it's the Martin
you,
of
yeah.
Valhalla.
Yep.
Bye, guys.
Draven just walks in. It's like,
Hey, yeah, it's a good time. It's a good
Oh
time
my
up in
God.
Valhalla.
good to know.
Well, welcome out, everyone. Welcome back to Tracy, our guest, as well, for joining us. Thank you. We are here. We do have a full cast. Mark is just off cam, but Mark is here, so we have
Hello.
everyone here. We are back with episode. I think it's episode 37. I didn't
That's what
check.
I wrote down.
Oh, good. Yeah, just testing you. Well, before we get started with things today, doth anyone have anything to shout out?
My hair's red.
Never.
Yes, Gabe's hair
Gabe's
is
hair's
very red.
Yeah.
It's very cool. How long did it take to dye it, though?
Oh, so I don't even use. There's basically like this little like plant goop that I can just like rub my hands, rub on my hair, and it stays in there for like 2-3 months until I really wash it out. Yeah,
God damn.
yeah, it's great. I will
I
never.
was
How many
ordering some
showers you take?
tomorrow.
My hair is gorgeous. I will never put dye in this because like my hair grows this much in about 2-3 weeks.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's fucking wild.
That's
So, like,
wild.
So if I put dye in it, then it's just gonna never be. It's not
Is
gonna
that
be
good
like
goop
again.
stuff? Because I bought some for Halloween.
Yeah.
It was Odin. It was Odin, wasn't it? I bought some for the Odin thing, and it was just this grey one, and I put in the entire tub. I think it just wouldn't turn,
Oh.
and it would. My hair felt like it was like an old rug. It was
Two
horrific.
things.
Is it
Did you put it in when it was wet? Your hair?
No, I don't remember.
Okay, two things. One, you're supposed to do it when it's wet.
My bad.
Two,
Yeah, I don't think I did.
You probably only need like a fourth of it.
Well, I
just
put a
kept
little
putting
bit. It didn't do enough, so I just kept putting it in. It was horrific.
Because it wasn't wet, Joe.
This guy doesn't know anything about anything.
But also, was it lighter or
Imagine.
darker?
Which
than
one did you
your
use,
hair?
Tomato?
Imagine.
Color.
It was like the grey hair in my hair. That's
Yeah,
that's
if
the
it's
natural death.
lighter, it's gonna be harder to show up.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
I
Well,
get- we'll find it.
yeah, it's fine.
I
It's
got you,
fine.
buddy.
Let's play some D&D. So
Yes.
Tracy, do you want to do the shout out or the
Yeah.
recap even?
Yep.
Yeah, let's recap it. Last we left off, I was standing atop a tall mountain, attempting to mine out a god when a giant rushed towards me. I'm not reading, I'm doing this from memory. And fell over the edge. Soon after, a group of adventurers climbed to the top and helped clear out a series of creatures protecting the frozen ice giant embedded into the snow. The giant that slipped climbed up next, angered and injured. And we sent him tumbling back down, this time to his death. I went down to a cave with the group to discuss what to do next and decided to stick around, aiming to learn more from them.
Stick around. I got it. Stick around.
Oh, yep, it was totally
Stick.
intentional.
Around.
You all
Stick around.
Yep. You're all in this cave, and
Stick.
Excuse me.
Aslock has already left, along with the Kenku.
Take it.
Each of you just had a short rest in there, spending the hour to kind of clean yourselves up from the fight, take a breather. But we ended last session with you all just finishing that rest, just talking for a little while. Where do you go from here?
What time of day is it?
Very early. Probably 8 a.m.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
we got all this out of the way at like fucking 5 in the morning, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's how I know I'm role playing because I would never get up at 5 in the morning to do anything, let alone climb a fucking mountain.
Oh, that's true. Because we were resting, figuring out what the hell to do with
Yeah.
the man in the mountain.
Yeah.
I think we all agreed on we're not going to do anything.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
doing anything would be just really biting off more than we can chew.
That's true.
Yeah.
More people involved than we need at this moment.
Yeah. And also, you know, Thor and all of that shenanigans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like either the guy will get out himself, or we can come back when we can kill them all and then get him out.
True.
Yeah.
He's not going anywhere.
Or kill all of them
fine.
and then kill this guy and kill everyone.
Also true.
Juno
we
Juno
can
didn't say
kill
that.
him.
Was Mark's voice, so therefore it doesn't count.
How pissed do you think Thor would be if the giant was dead when he got back?
I imagine he'd still be pissed.
Yeah.
He's just pissed all the time. That dude
That's
sucks.
true.
He's just a
Yeah.
dick. He's just
That's
always
true.
mad.
Hmm.
Okay,
Can
it's
I
still
hang on
the
to this
morning. We have like,
diamond
oh shit.
we
right,
found.
we have
Can I hang on to this for spells?
Yeah, I'm not going to do it. What am I going to do with the diamond? You can have it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, you might
I
as
don't
well.
mind. Same with all the gold. I know we talked about splitting it out, but I think people did some mathematics, and I'm happy for you all to have my share. You all need money, I think, far more than I do. I just need it for food and shelter and things like that. So, you just,
Like,
if you need it, take it.
Okay.
Well,
much
how
was in
about
the
this? If I
chest?
need something, Elena, you get it for me. If I need,
I
food or
can't do
shelter or
that.
something like that. I mean, you've already let me have these cool goggles and these other treasures that we found, so I'm happy.
I want
I
treasure.
got the gloves. I can lift.
Yeah,
Oh
would,
shit.
Amanita, would you like some? You can have some of my share if you like.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I would like my share. Joe, how much was in the chest again?
Whichever
It would be
check.
12. It'd be 1,200 for each of us if it was split 5 ways.
Based on the gold or including the art and sculptures?
That was just the gold, right?
Just
We'd
the
have
gold.
to like
Yeah.
talk that, right?
Yeah, we didn't
1,200
split
for
them.
each
I
person.
can't carry all of mine.
Damn, that
Can
was a
someone
lot.
carry it for me?
We could carry it in the chest until you are ready to leave.
Okay.
Yeah, I think right now, I think Willoughby took the chest, right? Like Willoughby's got it.
You
I
got
don't remember.
It's a little jewelry
Draven did
chest.
because he was counting the money. That's why.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Willoughby took it
Mm.
at first and he gave it to Draven.
Yep.
If it's 1,200 each.
I'll add 1,200 to myself.
Okay. All I'm saying is it
I'll
is
give
still pretty
Amanita
early in the
200
day. What are we going to do now? We're going to we're going to rest some more. You want to get up, get walking, I'm gonna go back to the fight. What do you want to do?
Well,
But
Draven wants to go do the fight.
Yeah, where are we going? What fight?
there is
there's this circus in town. Couple
Okay. There is
dozen
a
miles that way.
A circus.
Yeah, where they're all
A
gonna
battle
kill each other.
royale.
A
If
fight
you'd
to
like
the
to
death.
prove yourself to the gods, you can
death.
kill like 200 people.
Yes.
Any people?
Mm-hmm.
No, like
the
people
bigger people?
participating.
In the there might be.
There might
some-
be.
There might be some
Berserker
berserkers,
killing.
No.
Well, like
You don't have to do
More
it.
treasure?
I will do it in your name for you if you would like.
Oh,
how about you can
you
decide
are a
when
great
you get
fighter.
there.
I just
Like
don't
you
have
could
to kill
scope
you.
it out.
Okay. Okay.
Draven, this fight.
Hmm.
I know, but I was a little absent-minded, I think, when we passed it. You want to go in and fight, but I understand
Yes.
that. Do you want to do that by yourself? Would you mind if other people joined, or do you want to do this on your own?
I don't mind if other people join. I'm not sure what the stipulations are. with
If
it
there's
being
fighting,
fights.
I'm ready.
Well, I'm pretty sure anyone else that joins has to kill each other at the end.
Right. So
Unless-
Amanita,
unless
it
they
is
give
like
up.
right. The
With
last
that boon I received.
Well,
I'm fully prepared.
I believe
Stronger
I
than
said
ever.
earlier that I think it's not going to be a good look for anyone coming from that tournament that died if at the very end everyone says kumbaya and all becomes good friends at the end.
Hey.
You know what I mean?
You could try it,
It's
but
not against the rules. You just don't go to
That's-
Valhalla. I will say there is a. Didn't tell you all on the way there. There is a god there
Oh.
Well,
let's track.
in the camp. Yes.
Well, we knew
God,
there were two
demigod,
Valkyries, right?
Not sure.
demigod sequel,
One of the-
just God.
It might be a demigod. There's a celestial figure there. I plan to kill them too.
Were there
You
a lot
sensed
of
them or
good?
saw them?
Oh, I sensed them at its end.
Okay.
Did it?
I
Look
mean, that
like there
doesn't
were...
really. Sorry, go ahead, Juno.
I was gonna say, did it look like there were a lot of good fighters there?
I'm
imagining there was a lot
some
of-
of them.
Yeah, some of them.
I
Most
think
of them
I
are
scared
terrible.
one when
It's
I said I was
be a
going to eat him.
bloodbath.
I think the few that I saw did not look like they were maybe that talented.
I did scare him when I was going to say when I said I was going to eat him. There is one of them that is going to avoid me with everything he has.
Out of character, because I want to check in with my good pal Ghelfi. I don't want to steal your thunder if you want to fight this solo. So I want to.
I'm here for you to come into it. I gave it. Yeah, if you want to do it, I'm here for it. We might be the ones at the end. Draven,
But that's okay.
out of character, would not kill Juno.
Yeah. So,
But he might try to get close.
yeah. I mean, just because
out of spite.
this is also triggering such strong tournament arc vibes for my anime character, and I know that you and like me and you are like, oh man.
I know it is. Come on, I'll beat you. I'll take you down.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully. Okay.
Don't be nice.
We'll see.
Okay.
I love Mark. But you know, Mark, all full disclosure, I appreciate you asking.
No, that's all right, man. I just want to check because this sounded like a cool thing.
D&D.
Yeah.
This is how it works.
I don't want to steal your thunder. You wouldn't do that, and you do the same for me. So it's cool.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna let you talk to so many people because people scare me in real life and outside.
So I've got an idea. I don't remember how long it takes to. I don't remember how long it took us to get here from the field of fighting, field of dreams, field of whatever. But okay, Amanita, we could see how many sticks it takes. How many sticks you think it takes, right? And we can start to figure out how long a stick
Their
is.
sticks
I
change.
can't believe that you've
Stick.
said this because I was actually looking at some sticks nearby and thinking about making them into smaller sticks
Oh shit!
to leave a
Alright.
trail if I need to return.
we're not shortening any of the measurements anymore. You're going to figure out what a stick is in
I know what
kilometers,
sticks are.
and we're going to move on
I know a
forever
lot.
from this after that.
I know a lot about sticks. I would think you would too. And yet,
Weird.
She just owned you. And
Oh.
He says nothing.
sits back.
He says nothing.
This cave is great, but also we could just get up and start walking, yeah? Also, I was joking, this cave isn't really that great. Eldred, are you feeling okay after this little
pretty
rest?
great.
Can you make it? Are you okay? Can I help
I
you?
mean,
Do you I want to walk up to her and kind of like extend some my little limmies. Like, do you need healing?
No, I'm not hurt.
Just a little?
Don't let any of those
tired
things near
and-
us. You'd hear this voice coming from like, where do you keep the skull?
On my hip.
Yeah, you'd hear it kind of coming from the hip. The eyes kind of staring to the side.
Yeah,
Oh,
don't
shit.
come anywhere near him. He's good as he is.
Oh, okay.
Great.
There's a talking head attached to Eldred's head.
And I'm just tired and
that?
sad. If you can do anything about that, that'd be great, but I'm not hurt. That's Einar.
Ainer.
He's new
Oh.
to
Oh.
us. To
Yeah,
our
we
group.
just
Oh.
met.
Oh, you shot to
Hello.
see a talking skull. Yes, it's very surprising, isn't it? Walking
It-
fucking
yeah.
mushroom. Coming over here
Excuse
with your
me?
weird little tendrils.
He's very
I don't trust you.
sarcastic and grouchy.
Hey, watch your mouth.
My tendrils are really, really well cared for. They're very clean. The dirt on them is very nice. You would be lucky to be caressed by these bad boys.
Okay.
Then consider me the unluckiest person in the world because I would not.
Maybe you are.
Maybe I
you
am
are.
to begin this conversation with you.
You are a skull on a hip.
Do we step in at
No.
some
Where did you
point?
I don't
come
think
from?
We can just probably walk and let them
Yep.
talk
Yep.
as Eldred is making our way down.
You came from hell.
Yes.
Yeah, we just slowly start walking towards the exit.
Yeah.
Oh, is he the reason why you're not feeling so good?
No,
Yes.
he's helping actually.
Oh, I see. Oh, okay. Helping. How is he helping you?
Do you know how?
He's entertaining and
He
inspiring.
seems like a downer.
No. I enjoy the company of Eldred. I
He's
just don't.
funny and inspiring. What's the
you.
problem?
Could you tell me a joke?
I don't know. Maybe find me a few sticks now. Build you something.
Oh, okay. And I'm gonna leave and just start gathering some sticks
Sure.
around the ground in an excited manner.
If that one falls off the mountain and you were to push them, I wouldn't tell the others. Outside of the cave is the steep descent down. You can begin it. It would take you the better part of the hour to climb all the way down. It's an easier descent than it is ascent. From where you can see like kind of the footholds, especially if you're helping each other. Usually it'd be a bit slower to descend, but it's a little bit brighter out, and the way is kind of clear. The snow is only really drifting heavy on the top side.
Yeah, no, it's clear and easy. Go down nice and normal without wild
Right.
shape.
Yeah.
It's
I'm going to
Yeah,
hang
it's
back
clean.
by Eldred to make sure she's okay as she goes down.
Okay.
Okay.
I think Juno will take rear guard, like come down after everyone else, let everyone else kind of go up front.
If it seems like it's still going to be an effort, even if it's easier than last time, I will cast a spell. But if not, then I just
You'll
it slow.
probably be climbing down with an ability check. Yeah, would be doing an athletics check just to
and
make
for
sure there's
at
no
least
slips.
I could
for
carry
an hour of it, I will cast enhance ability on myself.
It's only an hour
Or-
long, so yeah, that will last the
great.
entire time.
Draven would offer to carry you if you didn't want to do that.
No, there's too much. No, save your strength for your battle ahead.
Okay. And then he just kind of walks horizontally down.
Can I get athletics checks from everyone who is not currently walking down casually?
All right, so here's how my athletics check is going to go. If I fail, we'll be immediately wild shapes.
Yeah.
The
I will-
second it gets too rough for me, is wild shaping
If
the
I
rest
need
of the
to
way
climb
down.
as a little squirrel, I will do so. But I will try athletics first.
All right,
You
do I
will.
need to roll athletics?
Let this and only.
Sorry,
Eldred,
guys.
what do you get with enhanced abilities? Advantage. Oh, but that
Advantage,
cuts out the
but I have
disadvantage.
disadvantage being exhausted.
I just wanted to roll for fun,
you just
Joe.
wasted the nat
No,
one.
did I waste it? Because that means, you know what that means? You know what that means?
The chat
Just
cam
won
is-
the
true.
bet.
It's true. I
This
could.
dude's
I
taking
pressed
roll.
the
I
Although,
don't know if that's
however,
legal. I don't
however,
know if that's legal.
However,
actually.
yeah, however,
No,
This
that's
dude's
legal.
making
I
rolls
did
that he
say-
wasn't told to do.
I'll put this one down to the group vote because I didn't ask Draven to roll. That's
He
true.
even
didn't have to.
specifically
You,
said
you did
you don't
technically.
have to.
Yeah,
You said I need a roll from everyone who's not just casually walking down. You didn't need one. I just gave you one.
yeah, but does
That's,
that count?
dude, that's like
Does
like
that
me
count? Is
saying
that
I'm gonna
theft?
roll a
We
couple
have the
fun
gamba
rolls.
in our
this theft?
hands.
Is this theft? You don't know if I voted for myself. I might have voted for somebody else.
This is
Fine.
there's something up here.
Could
There's
there
something up
be-
here.
could
Something's
there
wrong.
be-
Insight check.
Look, I don't work for Roll20 anymore, so I can't control this. It just happens.
Look, I'll leave it up to everyone if this
Fine.
should count or not.
Hey, you know what?
Yeah.
This is a no, that's not-
No,
She says that because she voted
You
like
can if
15
you.
on Juno.
I don't think so.
How about you let chat vote? Oh my, don't do that.
Yeah,
Don't
no,
do that.
no. Everyone who's voting the opposite way will
You know
vote
what?
no.
I would have been okay with it if Joe didn't specifically say like something that
It's true, you-
excludes you from the role.
You don't want to win like
So-
this. You don't want to win like this.
You don't want this win.
You are. You
He's
don't
like,
need a
"I
roll.
don't mind
You
winning
don't
like
need a
this."
roll.
I don't mind winning on pointless things. That's fine. That's fine. When I roll like ass the rest of the game, it is all of yours fault for not letting me have this one victory. Good.
Look.
Good.
Well,
No.
Just gonna put a nice little smiley face in chat.
We'll we'll come back to. I'll come over the wall later. But with the rolls kind of at hand, if anyone rolled below a 10, you're gonna need to make an acrobatics check or lose your grip.
This me.
This will be a disadvantage.
Yes.
I feel like Willoughby's
No,
about to
this
be
still
wild.
only a 9. I can also
Okay.
become a squirrel if it is too much
Just doing
for
cartwheels down the mountain.
adult Elena.
13.
Lena, Eldred, Willoughby, as you're climbing down, the slippery rock from the melted snow causes all of you to start losing your grip. Eldred, you manage to grab on. You manage to slowly kind of pull yourself down.
Fuck this! Willoughby turns into
You become a bird. Lena, you now
Yeah, I
technically
said
you would
if it was starting to get slippy, I was going to turn into a squirrel to try to climb a bit better because they can climb good and I cannot.
Then could you give me an acrobatics check as a squirrel to see if you can
I
grab on?
don't. What?
Or
Sure.
athletics,
What is the?
athletics or acrobatics? What's their role?
I don't know. There's not.
This
a
is something
squirrel.
you should have.
Technically, Joe, they
We
have
didn't
a
make
climbing
one.
speed.
Is it something that we
Yes,
should
but
have?
here's the
Can you
thing.
believe it's
Here's the
something
thing.
that
Hold
I
on.
should have asked my DM, and
There-
we were like, "Oh, we'll do it later," and then we didn't do it later. So I don't
Hold
need
on.
to do that.
Well, hold
totally
on.
me.
The scroll is an easy stat block to Google, but the reality. This is the reason you're rolling. Let me just.
Am I supposed to just Google whatever shit I see on the internet and be like, the internet told me that the squirrel has a fucking plus 20 to fucking acrobatics.
I would just like you
That's
to
what the
know.
internet told me.
Technically, by rules as written, if you're falling, you'd fall at a certain amount, and you'd probably hit the ground before
I'm
getting to
following.
grip. You're technically
I'm following,
falling
whatever.
by failing the
Okay.
acrobatics check. That's why the climbing
I
speed
was
hasn't.
telling you that I was okay. It's fine.
Wait,
I was
'cause
saying
I haven't-
before
I
that,
haven't finished.
But then you were
The-
going on about
You are
the
currently
net
falling
20.
because of the acrobatics check.
Excuse me.
You need to make an athletics or acrobatics check to grab on.
If
in the
hang
midair.
on, can I ask something
Sure.
to help?
We're
Because
just getting down a
Willoughby
mountain, guys.
is a
Like,
bird, and Lena is now a small squirrel. Can Willoughby attempt to help Lena?
Mm.
No, because you're wild shaping whilst Laning's turning into her. One.
Okay,
Sure.
So
I tried to help you.
you're the one
I tried
person
to
who's
get you out.
genuinely
That is
out of this
okay.
right now. Because you were climbing down, you slipped off. You're falling, you've turned into a squirrel as you fall.
Yeah. Okay.
Does anyone want to try anything? Do you want to make an athletics acrobatics check to see if you can grab on?
I mean, I would try to grab onto someone or something for sure.
How close am I?
You're all kind of climbing within 30 feet of each other.
Would I be able to mold earth below her to kind of create maybe a platform for her to land
Yeah.
before she falls too far?
Like a
Yeah,
little
like a
bowl.
ledge. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah,
In the shape of a bowl. Yes.
yeah. This kind of shelf just comes out a little bowl. You'd roll around
Great
in that.
move.
Yeah,
Good
so-
move.
I do the
Good
thing
move.
where my tail is like fucking huge.
Right. I'm gonna shout, "You owe me!"
I'm just tweaking, like shake myself off, keep walking.
You managed to get caught on there, and
Give
with
you a
your
little
climbing
squirrel
speed
thumbs
now,
up.
you'll be able to kind of climb down much easier. No worry about it.
Seeing as I was at the back, Joe, I know like Eldred grabbed on, but Juno will probably start helping Eldred, sort of like where she's like clutched on to like the side, like trying to help her kind of
Claws
get off that. Yeah.
embedded.
Yeah. You're you can find better footing alongside her and be able to help her all the way down. It takes a little bit. Like by the end of the hour, you're within like 30 feet of the ground. You can just kind of drop down from portions there and arrive back pretty much where you started, down at the bottom where the campsite was. In this time since you've been gone, Aslog has already kind of packed up their things and headed off in their own direction. You're at the base of the mountain. Wherever you go next is up to you.
When is this tournament again? Is it today or tomorrow?
Tomorrow?
Yes. Tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning.
And it's still early.
Yeah.
Eldred,
Hey.
you're not to. I don't want to upset you, but you're still looking pretty wiped out and tired. I mean,
You're a
if you need
mess.
if you need more rest, I don't mind. You know, I don't mind resting, but
I mean, as long as we don't get into trouble.
sure.
It's so early.
just
If I
take it
sleep
easy.
now, night times I'm going to be tired.
Well,
Yeah,
like
that's
above
true.
board, we don't regain. She wouldn't gain any benefit for a while from another long rest.
Yeah, that's true. Well, let's take it easy at least.
Hey.
Okay.
I know how I can help. I walk up to Eldred with my collection of a few sticks that I've gathered, and I'm like, okay, Inor, tell us the joke. You're gonna love this. It'll make you feel better.
Oh no, I didn't mean those sticks. I meant the sticks
What
that are
do
about
you-
4 miles to the west. If you don't mind going that way. I mean, sorry, 4,622 sticks to the west.
That's too many sticks.
Oh, is it?
You didn't say.
It was a
you
great
didn't say what
joke,
kind of-
though.
It's.
Keep walking that way. Don't stop until you get the
Amanita,
sticks.
he's what we would call in Mesogai an asshole.
I throw down all the sticks that I'm carrying except for 2, and I take them and I rap on his skull noggin like this.
Don't let him do that. Don't let him do that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Pushing her off.
He promised a joke. Well, I'll walk away.
I thought that was pretty funny.
Thank you very much. Where you
So-
looking to go?
Where are we going?
I will turn back into my own self. To the thing, to the fight.
Okay.
To the camp.
Field.
Maybe try to
Yep.
figure out
Some
what
food.
god is around.
Yeah, size up any competition and see what's going on. Get the
We can
details.
ask around, see who looks like a big threat.
Did we
Who
find out
doesn't.
where Aslog is going from here? Where they went?
I don't think anyone
No,
knows.
she just.
They just left.
No.
They told us to keep, if we ever got to Valhalla, to seek out their husband, I think.
Yes, Ragnar.
Ragnar, that's it, Rothbrook. But I don't think Aslak said where she was going, but continue the glory, I guess, to,
Yeah.
continue the legend.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
let's go to the fight.
Sure.
Oh boy,
Let's go!
I can't wait for the fight.
I know you're going to have a really great time there, Willoughby.
Oh,
I
I'm
can
so
tell.
excited for the fight.
Why are you excited?
No, he was being. I think he was. It was sarcasm.
Like you're going to be bored?
Yes.
Willoughby says nothing.
He's being
Yes,
facetious.
no, you have to understand, Eldred, that it's an extremely boring affair to see 300 warriors fight to the death. Willoughby just has so many exciting things happening in his life. Reading those maps, it's super exciting. Really boring.
Yeah.
You just see him kind of like glaring over towards you.
Yeah,
Says
that
nothing.
makes
He
sense.
stares at him too.
I mean,
Anyways, onwards we go. I suppose.
I'm interested to see, honestly. So I
Going to see
don't
everyone
know
fight.
how many instances I've been in where I've been able to see people die like this and be confident that they're not going to help. So, like, it's
But
okay.
like, are they all good? Like, some of them might, right? What if they're just shitty and they're like, oh, I'm going to do the fight, but they're still. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't. Is if you just die there, you automatically get to Valhalla? Like, how does it work?
I've also
You
been
guys
curious
all
about this.
Dying.
So how does it work here? It's if you die in battle, you go to Valhalla. Is
Well,
that the concept?
Yes.
Yeah, but like, that's what I'm saying about this, right? Like, if you walk in and you're like, what's up, field of fighters? And then you immediately get stabbed in the head and you die before you do anything. Like, I'm sorry, no offense,
Well-
but that is not Valhalla worthy. Do you know what I mean? Like,
If two starving vagrants draw knives on each other and stab one another for a slice of bread on the ground, they're not both going to go to Valhalla, all right?
Yeah,
I don't
also
know, but
that
those
that's
seem a little
an
bit
an
interesting
vague.
you're
interesting
not going to
question,
Valhalla.
Willoughby. I was
Maybe.
going to ask, what constitutes a battle? If one is, say, fighting against a long-term illness or a disease, what if one is, fighting a
I don't
battle
think
against?
it's that well defined, right? I think it's like what the gods think is worthy, and we all know
so it comes
that
down to what the gods
it's
think.
pretty subjective. It's not like there isn't like a checklist, where you could be like, I want to get to Valhalla, so if I do, A, B, and C, I will definitely get there.
You
A
think
lot
it's
of
more
really
about?
disappointed people coming out of this tournament waking up in hell or worse,
Intention.
tree.
I was going to say, you said intention, Draven. Do you think it's about what you consider a personal battle then?
Yes.
Mm.
Even if you charge into a battle and immediately you are speared against a tree before swinging your blade. If your intention was to fight, if your intention was to stand, from what I have seen, you should still be going to Valhalla.
If you die with the spirit of a warrior.
Interesting. I find it very fascinating, this part of the
Because
divine
it's all
culture
about Odin recruiting an army, right? So even if you're taken out before you get the chance, as long as you are willing to fight, trying to fight, he wants that. Right?
Yes.
Interesting.
This isn't a tournament of who's the strongest, per se. It is a recruitment of those who are willing to die in battle.
And trying to kill.
Interesting.
Just a bunch of people throwing their lives at what they already have.
That does not seem that smart to me, but
At least they have a reason to, Willoughby. Let them.
Their reason is what fabricated this whole war. This isn't going to change anything. Having a bunch more people in Valhalla is going to change the trajectory of this anyways. They're throwing their lives away.
Then are you going to be the one to tell them?
No.
Their lives continue, just somewhere
yeah,
else.
Place.
We were walking back the pathway that you ventured through the woods. It will take you the better part of the majority of the day to get there, as you're passing back by the mountains, going back through the woodlands, through the northern and the southern elements of it, going past where you fought Askafroa. And they're in the field to the south of that. You can see, after a few hours, the arrival of the camp. You can see the kind of great portions of land which has been taken up and turned into like a battlefield. Almost this kind of fencing has been built around it. However, you can see that the fence is not exactly something sturdy or really truly defendable. It's more to mark the territory. Very kind of shoddy palisade designed wall. The opening of the tent at the front, where the kind of almost like pavilion like tent where people are going in to take their tokens. There's a few more people here now, last minute entries, some leaving and passing coins back over as they start to get cold feet before the end. And you just see the general encampment filled with hundreds of potential warriors up ahead of you.
So where was this god you were saying was here?
He
Which
was in a
is
tent
theirs?
when I sensed him. And I'm going to use Divine Sense again.
Okay, once you get closer to the tent. Where you are right now, if you're closer to the pavilion, you wouldn't get any sense of him currently. How long does it last for?
Okay. I think it's just a surge, but I can do it.
It's like a pulse.
Yeah, it's like a pulse, but I can do it 5 times.
What's the distance?
So I would like. It
It's just
is
30 feet, right?
60.
60?
Yeah,
Still not really within range yet.
I'll go more towards like the center then.
Okay, you're gonna enter into the camp.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they would. One of the people at the pavilion would stop you, kind of look across your group. Hold. She kind of leans forward, hair tied back, very tight, reddish blonde bunch, kind of middle aged. She looks across all of you. Which ones are you competing?
Draven raises his hand.
Do you have a coin?
Yes.
Looks at Juno.
The rest
we
of
need to
you?
get Juno a coin.
I was going to ask. I am not as familiar with the rules or what is expected.
Yes.
Where should I go for that?
If you want the rules, you can come to the front of the line of the pavilion. People can
Okay.
tell you about that there. Otherwise, everyone else, please, could you take one of these? And brings out these kind of little wooden, almost like bracelets, with a long obelisk-looking kind of symbol of Odin attached to it. Well, these if you're going to be in camp as a campsite friend, family, loved one, saying goodbye.
I'll take one.
You can't wander the camp without them, so.
That's neat. That's very sweet.
Take
Alright.
one.
Okay, we'll be like, while he's taking his, just like inspect it to make sure that there's nothing
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
magical about these. Would that be
Arcana check,
investigation, Arcana? 10 flat.
hard to tell if there's anything magical in printed into them. I can tell you this about them though: they are all different in shape. It looks like someone's kind of quickly carved them.
Okay.
Like the coins where it was kind of.
Yeah.
Well,
Makes sense.
I may take a look around myself for this celestial that you're talking about.
Yeah, I think
Well,
it
you
would
know
be a
what
good
I
idea
find
to
out.
get some information, huh? About everything.
If you would like.
Like Willoughby's just curious, and he has nothing else to do. He's not participating in this fight, so he's gonna find another way to kill his time. Yeah, I mean, he's gonna cast Locate Creature and try to locate any celestials
Okay.
in
Um,
a 1,000-foot radius around him.
that would help. Yeah. Does everyone else take a bracelet? By the way, if you're going in, they would stop you otherwise.
Mhm.
Yes.
Juno won't, because Juno's going to head over to
Gonna
the
head over to
pavilion
him.
to start asking about how this is all going to work.
If you cast on Celestials, you'll get a reading of, I would say, about 4 different ones.
Nice.
And I think for like the next like stretch of time while everyone else is doing their stuff, Willoughby's like navigating towards them to figure out where these are coming from.
The first one you'd get the inkling of, you can see. Flying above the campsite is the Valkyrie, Mist. She looms over the battlefield, and you can see she's starting to prepare this ritual, sprinkling an almost like dust-like substance down onto the fence line. The second you would see is up by where Mist's tent is. This kind of almost golden-looking, almost like it's made out of kind of this shining gold and silver lining. A tent that's not made of cloth. Outside there are 2 palish, blue-skinned, one with a wisping beard, one female with kind of one long braid. Leather armor, shields on their backs, 2 axes on their front, glowing blue eyes. You can see these as kind of Einhaya. These are what you become if you go to Valhalla, guarding her tent. But the fourth one comes from deeper into the camp. Feasting next to a dwarf. You see this large, broad, deep green-skinned, half-troll that is kind of giving you off this reading of a celestial. They look to be about 13 or so feet tall, looming over, eating, laughing and joking alongside the dwarf and a couple others who are coming nearby. Points over towards a couple who are walking with, one of them's got a pitchfork and another one's just got this kind of sharpened dagger they've made out of bone. It looks like, get a drink in you. You're going to be dead tomorrow. I do hope there's more warriors than this.
Does this guy look like he... Because like we have like the bracelets for people that are like, visiting the camp as friends or family or whatever. Does he look like he has a coin or anything on him? Does this guy look like he's someone that's planning on competing? I mean, I know like I can kind of assume that, but...
Yeah, you can see he's got no bracelets on his wrist. There's no coin visible.
Okay.
He sat there next to this dwarf who's kind of a little bit armored up and sat there and goes, hey, I mean, I don't think it's necessarily the individual warrior you got to worry about. It's the amount of time and the teamers. But, I doubt they're going to do anything against you, big man. The big one just says, looks across, notices you looking towards him, Willoughby. Huh. Gvista, do you know magic?
I dabble.
Good. See, magic I can deal with.
I'm not fighting though.
Ah. Family. Well, say goodbye to a loved one. Offer them an ale.
Oh, I'm sure that'll be fine. And we'll start leaving.
Yes. You just kind of see him just sits back, roasting a hog, just tears a piece of it off, as biting into it.
He wasn't around long enough to have like caught like anyone use a name or anything like that.
No.
The only reason, the only way it would have stuck around is if he hadn't acknowledged Willoughby was there to begin with.
For you, Juno, you'd go up to the front. There's a kind of elderly man there who's organizing some of the remaining coins. You can see there's been a bunch more coins handed back in since you were last here. And you see him kind of approach. Hello?
Hello. I wanted to inquire about what the process of this event is.
You're a missile guy and you can't... That's not going to work.
I can't enter because I'm Mesogayan? What do you...
Well, no, the rules say immortal, but why would you want to? This is...
Well, that is what I wanted to ask you. This, from what I've understood, everyone is entering this because they are going to fight to the death, correct? But
yes.
If somebody enters, is there no way, if they wanted to forfeit or quit?
Of course you can forfeit and quit, yes. It won't look too favourable to the gods. During the battle, at any point you can forfeit and quit.
Oh, then perfect. Then, yes, of course, I would love to. I would love to sign up.
Signing up just to forfeit. Just takes out a coin and places it there.
Well, I'm not. I'm signing up to fight. I'm not signing up to forfeit.
Well, if I know one thing on Missile Gardens is that you won't last very long anyway. Be quite clear when you're forfeiting and surrendering.
I will make it very clear.
What is your name?
Juno Jocasta.
You see him just kind of scratching into the...
Just Juno, wood. if that's easier.
Just Juno. Very well. You may enter.
Ah, thank you.
May the gods see favorably on you.
Thank you.
Next. Calls over the next kind of person who you see is kind of a shaking young man. He's like, I'd just like to hand in my coin. Kind of passes it over. Ugh. Takes it, puts it into the case, and the person wanders off. What's everyone else doing?
I'm going to wander towards Draven.
He'd be writing something on a piece of parchment and then probably is just wrapping up as you get close.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Given your family and your homeland, if you fall here, do you know where you go?
No.
Do you want to find out? Or would you like me to bring you back?
I would like to find out. I don't believe that if I do go somewhere, I will be there for very long.
Okay.
And he actually hands you the note that he was writing. I may ask for this later. But will you hold on to it for now?
Is it like closed or sealed?
Yeah, it's like wrapped and sealed.
Okay.
And if I don't, it is yours.
Okay. Tuck it away.
And he's like just like grinning from ear to ear. He's excited.
I wish you luck.
The others once they're finished.
Okay. Yeah, what's Amanita, Lena, and then Willoughby returning doing?
Sorry, go ahead, Tracy.
So Amanita has been kind of following behind Juno a little bit and kind of seeing what's been happening. And then a little bit distressed goes up to Juno and says, you know a lot of things.
Well, I try
You told me you have lots of knowledge.
I seek knowledge. I think that I'm trying to understand a lot of things. But yeah, sure. If you have a question, I am happy to try and help and answer, or help you find out the answer.
On our way here, I heard a lot about a lot of different places. Valhalla, Hell.
I guess you don't know what they are, right?
Do you? I know that they're a place that it seems like people go after they die.
Well,
Juno?
I can
Juno.
answer. Oh, sorry. Yes.
Where do Amanita go
Now that is it.
when
Oh, go
we
on.
die?
Well, Amanita, I am afraid I can't answer that question for you. I've not met many Amanita before, and I've only spoken to a few. You said that you were your mycelium, is it? You're all one, connected together, right?
Yes, but sometimes I'll leave like this and never come back.
That individuality, that sense of individualism may go, but Amanita continues, if I'm understanding correctly. Well,
Yes.
That's not so
But
different.
what about the pieces that don't return?
Oh, that's a question I would love to find out with you and answer, to study. I think that it is a very important question to ask oneself. Who am I? What happens when I die?
Juno,
Yes?
where do berserkers go when they die?
I think that depends. If the culture of here is to be understood, if they die in battle, they go to a place called Valhalla. And if they die in shame or cowardice or committing misdeeds, I think they go to a place called
Valhalla
Hell.
is a good place?
I think it depends on one's perspective. If one likes to fight and one likes tales of glory and things like that, then yes, Valhalla would be a good place to go. But if one likes a life of peace and quiet and understanding, then perhaps it is not. I don't know. I only know what
Berserkers love chaos and killing.
Then maybe Valhalla might be a place that they would want to go to. Yeah, maybe. I'm afraid that I'm not from here, Amanita. I'm from a different place altogether. We go to different places and we have different gods. And when we die, we go to a place called Hades, the underworld. Eldred might be able to answer some more of your questions, or perhaps Lena or Willoughby. They know a lot more about this place than I do. But I think what matters is, why do you want to know? Why are you asking me this question?
I'm worried that I might not come back.
See,
And
that's a very...
what will happen if I don't come back? And if I kill a berserker and they go somewhere great, then what's the point?
These are all fantastic questions to ask oneself, Amanita. I'm afraid I don't have the answers, but they are great questions.
You've given me a lot to think about. Thank you.
Oh, and I feel like I've done my job as a philosopher. And ask the others, the pursuit of knowledge, of understanding, is not a journey that one can ever finish. It is a constantly evolving travel and journey.
I walk away before Juno finishes.
Okay, yeah. Okay, yes.
Off to look for the others to ask them questions.
I think they got the message. It's fine, it's fine.
Oh, wait, before I leave, can I attempt to, because we're kind of by that area with the table and the coins. Can I try to just grab one?
A coin?
Yeah.
Are you doing it
They're just
secretly?
on the table, right?
Yeah.
I think I'm just going to do it casually as I walk by, not necessarily super secretly.
Okay, roll me a sleight of hand check, just in case anyway.
Okay.
Is
How
it
do
then
I
your
see it?
I'm going to make
Just
a
a little
perception
just
check
in
for
case.
Juno.
Yeah. As you go by, the old man, you just reach out and you grab one. Almost. Hey! Hey! Put that back! You signing up?
I like treasure.
No treasure.
I'm just going to try to walk away.
Hey, stop that one! Stop that one! You see one of the guards turn. Hey,
Bye-bye!
They go up to you and they put their hand on your shoulder.
Oh.
Coin.
Oh. I give it back. I
They
give
walk
it
over
back.
and they're gonna put it back in. They're just like look confused. As these are worth like nothing. So they put it back into the pile, and the old man just shifts the whole kind of thing a little bit closer into him, and like
Puts his arms around
Like
it
poker
protectively.
chips.
yeah,
Like-
yeah, he's confused by anyone's want of worth over this. You're probably the only person who tried to steal a coin.
I'll try to wander off if I'm not
Mm-hmm.
being held up by anything, and I'm gonna start looking for the others.
She was just shaking her head, watching Amanita like attempt to steal this coin and then just wander off.
Where are the other four?
That one could be trouble, in a good way.
Yeah, I think Willoughby would have
off.
tried to have gone back to at least find Draven, who he knows is competing, because he'd be curious about the celestial.
Okay. What about Lena and Eldred?
As everyone started to split off, Lena would have taken her little salmon pin out and put it on, and just slowly started walking around looking to see who she sees. If she sees anyone she might notice, she's going to take her Loki coin out and just start flicking it through her fingers and kind of talking to herself. There's a big fight here tomorrow. Wonder what kind of tricks we could play here, huh? Maybe get someone into Valhalla? Maybe get someone noticed? Maybe keep someone from getting noticed? Don't know. She's just kind of wondering out loud.
Can you
as she
roll a
walks.
D100?
Sure. 58.
No response. Just your own thoughts.
Okay. I think she'll do. She'd likely do an entire kind of circuit before making her way back. Just
Okay.
like I said, to kind of have the pin out in case someone else sees it. I would like to say something.
Roll a perception check for me.
All right. No, that is a natural one, but I can re-roll it for my
You can reroll it.
nap. We'll try it, right? 22. That is a little bit better.
Yeah, at first you kind of find yourself forgetting your own kind of mission of looking around to see if you notice anyone, and you quickly snap yourself back into it.
I see food and like, oh shit.
yeah. I'd say this: you don't see a single other salmon token, which you could probably perceive as. Sure, there could be mischief to be had here,
Okay.
but your people are not the type to sign up to a death match.
They definitely are not.
Eldred Willoughby Draven.
After Lena would definitely have some time to herself as I
Mhm.
was with Draven first, but then eventually I would just link up back up with her.
Yeah, you'd wander into each other's path. Where would you find Draven? Or Draven, where would you
find Draven?
where would-
Draven's probably just sitting around any campfire drinking ale and looks like he has not a care in the world.
Yeah, I think Willoughby would sit down next to you and be like, "So, do you want to know what I found, or would you prefer to be surprised?"
Sure. What did you find?
Big guy, real big guy. Bulky. Asked me if I knew magic, and then said if I was going to use magic in a fight, that would be good for them.
Oh,
So,
maybe they eat it.
yeah, Willoughby will describe the celestial he saw.
Yep.
Half troll.
So, if you're gonna fight them, maybe keep the spells to yourself.
That makes sense. I put something in here. And he taps the helmet he's wearing.
What do you mean?
This helmet. I can store a spell inside of it.
Weird item.
Aren't they all? I'm excited, Willoughby.
I mean, I'm not, but I'd prefer you don't die, to be frank.
That might be the
Ideally,
nicest thing you
win.
ever said.
And don't kill anyone else that's participating from our group if they are. You're not going to kill anyone else in the group, are you?
I tried to give them an out.
Yes, but that doesn't add. Are you. If it comes down to it, and it's you and Juno or something, you're not going to kill them, right?
I know Eldred has a diamond.
You're not going to kill them,
She
right?
offered to use it for me, and I said that she didn't have to.
You'd see a couple walk over, a man and woman. They sit down at a campfire. He's dropping a little bit, and the man goes, "Why not? We've agreed to kill each other if we get into combat.
That's romantic.
That's unhinged.
At the end, we'll see each other again." And they kind of like both smile at each other and kind of clutch each other's hands.
Yeah, well, I mean, what do you mean? See, it's going to be what? So if the last person survives, are you planning on waiting 40 years for that person to catch up if they live an extra long time? There's a lot of options in Asgard.
I looked at those two.
Right?
I'll make sure you find each other again. Don't worry.
He's saying he's going to kill you both.
Yes.
Yes. And we look forward to driving a spear through your chest together.
You're all insane.
You see,
No,
she
Willoughby.
leans forward and looks at you. Why? This is a gift from the gods. We get to go to Valhalla.
One, you don't know the exact rules to get in. All right? You don't know that. You might wake up like me. You have no idea where you're going to go.
You're just a coward.
I'm just a. Listen here.
Okay. I wouldn't say he's a coward, but I would also say, Willoughby, you are imposing your own beliefs on them. That is not reasonable. That is not fair. They may believe something you find ridiculous, but to fault them for that, you are no better than the gods that you mock.
Willoughby's going to lean over towards Draven so as to not basically make this a scene.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a difference here. Specifically, he's going to gesture to this whole huge production that this all is, between simply having beliefs and what is more like a death cult. This is going beyond simply, I believe when I die I'm going to go to Valhalla, and instead enticing people into this belief. And that is where I'm starting to draw the line. It's starting to feel more like a circus than it is an actual event.
So you
It's
see the
manipulative.
Valkyries
It's
as-
manipulative.
The Valkyries are murderers, then.
Well, I don't see them killing anyone, but indirectly tricking people into believing that they're entitled to Valhalla because they participate in a death match is at the very least problematic. I
And
don't
if-
know why everyone here is so desperate to end the life that they have.
Because it's a
Clearly they
better one
don't
up
know
there.
Exactly.
This world is pain for so many people, Willoughby. If they know they have a better place to go, through a fight, through glory for their gods, they may be foolish, but they're hopeful.
Problem is, they don't know what's actually waiting for them in Valhalla, when all of it at the end of the day is just what people tell them it is.
Yes. But
So
that is
why
one-
throw away the thing you have right now?
For a chance.
The chances you have here before they're gone.
Didn't you get a second chance, Willoughby, after you died?
400 years after I died.
Would you take it back?
If I could go back to before
No.
the lava pool,
If you meant that you didn't come back as you are now, you knew there was nothing else.
I would have preferred hell over what I got. But Yggdrasil wouldn't even give me that.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
The couple are going to get up and kind of nod their heads to you and leave you be after hearing that. Going to a more kind of happier campfire, something a little bit to distract themselves.
We are such a bummer.
Willoughby, this is your world. These are your gods. These are their rules. If the Valkyries believe that, either A, they're liars, or B, this is enthused by the gods of this world themselves. And gods will do anything if it means a victory. Some at least.
I know. It just really, it's hard to watch this.
You care more than you give on.
Well, when you watch your hometown be turned into a big pillar in the sky, that definitely makes you think a little bit more about how involved the gods really are in everyone's lives.
Yes.
At this point, people are kind of gathering together, sharing food, drinks. Is anyone doing anything until the evening?
What?
The last thing that Draven says to Willoughby is, my real name, my true name, is Seti.
Seti. And Willoughby will just acknowledge that. I don't think he's going to add any comment onto that.
Drinking.
What are you going to say, Eldred? And
what time is it now?
On
the day?
By the time you've arrived, then you spend a lot of time there. It's probably only about 3 or 4 p.m.
Okay.
What?
Just let me know when it becomes sunset.
Yeah. That's what we'd be skipping to, if
When Eldred and Lena link up,
Mm-hmm.
I tried to walk around to see if anybody else like me was here, and they're conspicuously absent, which actually tracks because none of us would do anything like this.
Most places, eh?
Yeah, also that is true. So, I don't know, I was a little interested to see, but that is okay. I was thinking though, I don't know, everyone's like, oh, but I could just get into Valhalla if I just go into this field and fight 300 people who are going to kill me. And I get it. Obviously, I'm not going to join the fight, and I don't really care about getting to Valhalla, but it got me thinking a little bit. Not got me thinking, I've been thinking about this for a while. Can you just, go to hell?
Find the root of Yggdrasil and walk in?
Yeah, what if I wanted to just walk in?
Or end yourself?
No, what if I wanted to walk in? What if I wanted to find Hevat? What if I wanted to find somebody and try to bring them out? Can you just walk in?
As if I have not thought about this.
Yeah.
Joe, am I aware of a route to hell?
You would know that there are routes to each of the realms, and you'd know that technically you could get to Helheim, but that's only stage 1. Getting into hell, her paradise, her ending. The reason you probably don't know whether it's possible is because no one really has tried. Most people are trying to get out.
Having worshipped hell for 20 years, do I know about like her guardians and such?
Yeah. You would know. Give me a religion check. But use wisdom.
Okay, disadvantage. I'm exhausted. So instead of this will be +4 with wisdom. Oh, 26.
Hell yeah.
26.
Disadvantage
Um,
26.
You would know of one very particular guardian. Something that stalks the edge of hell. So confident is she in her guardian. Garm, a massive, almost unkillable wolf. Said to be the size of Fenrir. So confident is she in that it stalks around a trench for miles and miles and miles. And most of the time, it's anyone trying to escape that it will tear apart.
I don't know where exactly the route is to Helheim. I know there is one. There has to be. There is for every other realm.
Everything else.
And I have wanted to go straight there for a couple months now. But she's not going to just let anyone waltz in there and find somebody and waltz out with them. She has protections. She has Garm, a giant wolf, undead wolf, unkillable, as big as Fenrir.
You can't be everywhere at once, can you? Like, it's a big place. We could be sneaky. It's just that... Who was it that had the vision of Loki in hell? Was it Eldred?
I think
Me.
Eldred, yeah.
Yeah. Like...
Can Amanita kind of come and overhear this? I've been looking for them.
Yeah.
Since I left Juno. Okay.
She's busy right now, isn't she?
Yeah, but I assume Garm has a pretty good sense of smell, if nothing else.
Great sense of smell.
Yeah. What was your experience with Garm?
With Garm?
Einar?
Not much of one. You'd see him prowling around on the outside. When I'd follow her around, trying to ask her questions, I spoke about Garm a lot of times. Many of the Draugr that are thrown out of hell. The ones which she cares not about, their bodies. Chewed to bits by Garm first. He likes the living ones the most. Loves when a spirit tries to escape. Swallows it back, absorbs it. A lot of people are too scared. I saw people try. You'd watch an empty field. A trench no deeper than a sandpit a child would build. That stood between you and freedom. And miles of fields. I saw people say, it can't be that much of a run. Garm is all the way on the other side of hell. And then they would try to run. One maybe got 30 feet before the great wolf comes and swallows back the soul. The best bet with Garm is to hope that it is asleep. However, whether it sleeps, I do not know.
I
That it
can't
breathes.
imagine he would. He breathes.
Constantly, the first thing you would see in the dark is great wisps of fog from the nostrils of Garm. And if it breathes, he must sleep, right?
I don't know that those are the rules. Draven doesn't breathe, but he does sleep.
Willoughby
And
doesn't
anyone who
breathe, and he
breathes but does
doesn't
not sleep.
Well,
It is something to think about anyway.
Yeah.
Amanita, how are you? Are you okay?
Well,
What have you been
where
doing?
did you? How long have you been there?
I have a question.
Oh, no.
Okay.
What is your question?
I turn to the skull. Inor is about eye level with me, I think, right? Hanging off of
Yeah,
the okay.
he's just staring at
Hanging
you.
off of the hip. Okay. You're from hell.
Yes, how could you tell?
Well, you told me earlier.
Oh, it wasn't
That
the
you're-
fact that I'm a bodiless skull hanging from a belt.
I've seen a lot of strange things. Did you
Yes.
know that I ate a hand earlier?
Yes.
Anyway, I have
It's there.
have you ever seen anyone that looks like me in hell?
No.
And berserkers. You've seen them in hell?
Of course, yes. Some of my best friends are berserkers. It smirks.
Friends? I spit. Where did you pick up this guy? And hell is a terrible place. Is that true?
No.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. It is boring.
How did the berserkers end up in hell?
The ones I knew?
Yes, instead of Valhalla.
Oh. One of them died by sickness. One of them was cast down from his clan, starved. Another one?
Sickness from natural sickness?
Yes.
Or a poison situation?
He did not know.
Amanita, are you doing research?
Well, the more that I spend time with you, the more I realize there's a lot that I don't know. Did you know that berserkers can go to a nice place after they die? And so if I'm going to kill berserkers, I have to make sure they go to the bad place. Maybe using
Hell is
sickness.
a bad place.
You're going to like poison them all? Just let them shit
That's
themselves
one
to death
option.
or something?
Just 1 second. All right, Inor, how else did the berserkers die?
They did not die in battle, that's all. That's all it takes, really, is all Odin cares about. The old bastard. Is a bunch of warriors he can throw at his enemies. All he cares about is that at the end of everything, when Ragnarok comes, he has a formidable army, and the weakest individuals are stuck in hell fighting back against him. They're simply weighing the odds. The weakest of the berserkers end up in hell. The strongest end up in Valhalla. It is simply a game of strength. It doesn't matter.
So if you want them to end up in hell, not Valhalla, you need to sneak up on them and end them before they have a chance to fight back. But they're pretty big. So that's going to be pretty hard.
Well, they're pretty big, and I'm not so big. So maybe sneaking up on them won't be such a big deal.
But
That's
ending
true.
them in one go?
The irony
I-
is that the biggest of them, the ones you want to kill, the ones that probably kill more of your kind, they're probably going to end up in Valhalla anyway.
I'm just visibly upset. But
Why do
I
you
don't
care?
have anything else.
Here's the problem. People talk about Valhalla like it is the greatest place ever. But you're stuck next to the gods. If anything, I envy you. I'd rather have nowhere to go to. Some peace and fucking quiet.
Do you know that Amanita go nowhere?
No. But I know you're not in hell.
That is actually... It's like Eldred says, it's not a nice place. It is good you don't go there. Maybe you go somewhere better.
I want to know where Amanita go. Have you heard
Do you
any
have-
stories? Do you
Do you
know?
have a specific god, an Amanita god?
No. Well, kind of. Draven.
Oh.
No, not.
How about someone
No?
who isn't Draven? Like I guess
No.
before you met us, like previously to us.
He's not from here. He doesn't have a realm to send you to when you die.
Mm. No.
Says you.
Here.
The do you never the mycelium like never talks about it? What happens if you just
No.
no? Because
The only information that I ever get back is when Amanita have that to share, but so many of them just disappear.
Oh.
They just disappear. I never hear back.
That is pretty sad. I'm sorry. That must be really scary and frustrating for you.
To be honest, this is the first time I've actually thought about it.
Oh, that is a lot to think about all at once to have that really. Usually, like, you start thinking about it when you're a kid. Well, I don't know. Maybe some people don't think about it when they're kids, but like, you start to think about it and you're like, oh shit, one day I'm going to die. And then you just kind of think about it all the time and you freak out a lot. And then finally, one day you either are okay with it or you're not.
Here's your two choices. When you're a person favored by the gods, you will either end up fighting for Odin or fighting against him eventually. If you're in hell, you are waiting for the day that the ships will arrive and you'll be attacking Asgard. If you're in Valhalla, you're drinking, eating, and fighting until the day the ships arrive in Asgard and you have to fight them off. Every single person that is walking around here right now is simply a part of a big chess game.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of trying to work out where you're going to go, trying to force yourself to go somewhere different, to Valhalla or hell.
We should go with you.
I have a lot to think about. And I'm just kind of gonna sit back and chill.
All right, we will find everybody else.
Okay. As you're finding everyone else, it will start to go sundown. Get to like 5 p.m.-ish. But as you're a little bit further north, it does get a little darker earlier. What's everyone else doing? You all over in your own camps drinking AC?
I know Eldred had sank. You said Eldred wanted to sank at sundown, right, Brizzy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I am going to walk off on my own when the sun starts to set.
Okay, let's follow you then. Sun begins
I think
setting.
as you start to walk off, are you okay? Going to just take a minute? Do you need anything?
Yeah, I need a minute.
Okay.
I'll come back.
You slip away. Do you exit the camp, go out into the just fields nearby? Or are you sticking around just a quiet corner of the camp?
Yeah, out. Away
Okay.
from people and towards the sun.
You can head over to where the sun's setting, heading further off and away from the campsite. It's much quieter over here as all the people that are leaving have already left. All the people that are staying within the camp, enjoying their final nights, you find some solace and silence.
I would just sit down on the ground, on the grass, on my knees, and I take out an urn from my bag, small one that I showed that craftsman a long time ago. And I set it out in front of me. And I take out a small carved wooden horse from my bag and set it out next to it. And I'll just put my hands on both of them, close my eyes, and just sit in silence for a long time. And eventually say, Egerithath. Mindset. And then I just sit there in silence with it for a long time. Before eventually backing it all up, coming back.
You'll hear from me about. You know, if you ever need help, if your mind is troubling with you. I mean, I'm stuck with you now, but
I may ask you more about hell later on.
I'll tell you everything I know.
Yeah. Thanks.
Always.
Did you get to know others? When did you return from? When were you kicked out? How long have you been here?
I would say about, it's hard to say, but at least a year. Maybe a little bit longer, but not much longer. It's hard to really tell aging when it comes to being trapped somewhere and having to count the sunsets, but that becomes boring. I feel like I spent longer in hell than I did in life, so if you have a specialist, it's I.
Do you remember what the last straw was for hell?
When she kicked me out finally?
Yeah.
Yes. I teased her about her mother. I decided that I would prod and poke at different things. And when I found out who the mother was, Angela, well, other rumors about the mother of monsters. You know, I would first start by trying to tease at her siblings. The great sea snake, you know, I'd compare her to it. The same with the wolf. Then I tried to insult her about the Loki. Didn't work. I didn't try for the longest time to insult about her mother. Found to be a very, very sensitive subject. I started with saying she was the least favorite. And then I said, well, I can see where she gets your looks. You must have got the skeletal side from the mother. Started to insult her upon the prince. I didn't even see Angra. And I saw a much darker side. She loves her mother very much. It was cruel, but hilarious.
Interesting. Okay. Walk back in.
Okay. What's everyone doing?
I think Juno would probably have found the others at this point. Mainly specifically approached Draven. And maybe not even said anything, just looked at Draven, held up a coin, and nodded.
All right.
Actually, no, she would come over, actually. She would just come up to you and say, I'm not doing this to die in some glorious Midgardian tradition. I'm doing this because one of the reasons I came here was to learn, but also expand my mind, my ability as a fighter, to develop my philosophy. And to do that, I need to fight strong foes, to develop the mental strength of golden wisdom. I know I need to fight strong foes. I can't pass up this opportunity, but I don't intend to die here. If I get too close, I will forfeit. I don't care if these people think I'm a coward or if I'm denied Valhalla. That's not important to me. I don't care for that. But I know that here I will find people strong enough for me to learn from, to gain from. And I know that you're one of them. There's a lot I can learn from you. No. I know they want that. I know that. But not for some sport. If they force me to, yes. Like any other opponent we've ever faced. The bandits that tried to kill us in the fishing village, if they force my hand, I will. But I won't try to. In fact, I think some of them may not even realize they aren't quite ready to die just yet. I intend on giving them a choice. If I beat them, I will let them choose if they wish to back out or if they want to continue on. It's selfish, I know. But I'm not.
Well, do you want an opinion?
You absolutely. I may not agree with it, but you can share anything you think of, Draven, with me. I do not mind to hear it, whether it is something I want to hear or not.
If they have signed up for a fight to the death, and you intentionally avoid giving that to your opponent, you are dismissing their value.
Yes, I am. I think that some of them perhaps, when they face that moment, I remember the first time it happened to me. Luckily, I had all of you there to save me. But I never thought about it until that moment. When I stared the end in the eye, I was afraid. And I was very grateful that I had my companions, my friends, to help me. I still feel that some of them here will have that same realization. That they are not ready for Valhalla, that they don't want to say goodbye to this world. They might think it now, but they might not see it at the end. I know that won't be the case for all of them, I know. And I know that for them, I will probably be disrespecting them, dishonoring them. But I don't want to kill them in some game. If they try to kill me, if they don't...
This is not a game.
It is a game. It may not be, they might not think it, but it is a game. It's a game of the gods. It is a game. They're not doing this because they're desperate for food. They're not doing this because they're desperate for gold or because they get some enjoyment out of it. They're not doing it because they're killers. They're doing it because they want to earn the favor of these gods because they think that this is an easy way into a better life. So it is a bit of a game. And selfishly, I want to get
Draven's smile drops completely at that. Then do not approach me, Juno. Because I plan to meet everyone I face. I plan to meet their values equally.
All right. Well, when we will put it to the test. But know this. Why not?
Don't say that, because I do not want to be tested. I gave Willoughby my word on something. Please do not make me a liar.
You're willing to go in there and you will kill. When it comes down to it, you will kill these people so that they go on to this life, this Valhalla. And you accept the same for yourself, yes?
Correct.
And this will be a meeting of our values. Because I won't kill you, Draven.
I'll see you tomorrow, Juno.
You will.
And he just walks past and around.
Yep.
At the end of your conversation, you'd hear a horn outside. Calls. It sounds in each portion of the camp. People start walking out and gathering. Outside, you would see up in the center, surrounded by candles or torches that have been put out now, lighting up most of the camp. You can see the Einherjar stood at the bottom of mist who has landed. She stands on a platform as crowds of warriors and soldiers start gathering around. The few hundred who are here. Summoning everyone outside. Do you go, or do you wait inside and just spend your evening to your own?
I go.
Yeah, I'd go.
Okay. Everyone else, are you gonna attend?
Is it?
I think
Yeah,
Willoughby
I
will
mean,
take
like,
a look.
Yes.
If it's not just for coin holders, yeah.
Yeah.
I follow.
Then you stand in portions of the crowd. Some of you together, some of you alone. A mist addresses the crowd. Welcome, competitors, noble fighters. When the dawn comes, you'll enter into my mists. You'll do battle. One of you will emerge victorious, but all of you will have victory if you have courage tomorrow. Each one of you fights to the death. At this point, there is no honor in surrendering, but you may find courage in a future time, a way to impress the gods later. But if you stand to the last, if you fight and die within the mists with not a single fear in your heart, knowledge that you will be rewarded, then you shall emerge a victor in your own right. Now that entry is closed, you total 302. And each of you hear 303? Who said that? A crowd that's kind of disappearing at the back. Stood there, wisping kind of greyish beard, hair bursting out of the chest of a toga, very much reminiscent of Mesogaia. An elderly man with a slight hunched back, probably in his late 70s, stands holding a coin. One of the crowd. An old bastard from Mesogaia is going to try and interrupt a Valkyrie. He'll die in the first minute. The Valkyrie looks across. Who are you from Mesogaia that would enter this tournament and so rudely interrupt my speech? It is not I who would be entering. 303 of you. It is the one that I journey with. He flicks the coin backwards, and a hand catches it from the sky. You see a deep tan Mediterranean skin, a golden brass breastplate and a cuirass. Upon the breastplate, you see the burning symbol of Apollo. Shaggy brown hair and a slight wisping beard. A spear on his back and a shield. This man steps forward.
Oh, fuck.
302 Midgardians. 20 years ago, you invaded Mesogaia, attacked the northern shores. You slaughtered so many. I was down in the south dealing with a problem in Deos. I didn't get a chance to come northward to fight these so-called warriors. Ones that were said to be unkillable. Ones that were said to be monstrous. Well, now's my chance. You do meet someone who is unkillable.
Fuck.
302 Midgardians. When you are sent to Valhalla by my spear, I want you to tell Odin who did it. I will win your tournament. And when I do, go ahead and tell Odin that Achilles sent you there.
Yeah, let's go.
And that's where we're going to go ahead and take our break.
Let's go.
Lol.
All right, we'll be back in 5. Go and refill your drinks, get yourself whatever you need, and we'll come back with the start of this tournament.
This saves us the efforts of having to find him.
That's true. Be up.
Yeah, didn't Achilles? He's got something.
I got you. Yeah, I'll tell you. I'll tell you about the bridge.
Yeah,
We'll see you
I
soon.
got this note.
Okay, let me bring things back up. Okay. All right. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
So, bringing us back up into it.
Yeah.
Also, Joe, you have to tell your mods who wins the gacha.
Did anyone
You have to
win?
decide. Well, it was before break. Remember?
Okay.
You decide. What you're doing, Joe? Because I didn't roll at all that whole first, other than the one that I unprompted did. But you know, Mark did an unprompted perception check to see Amanita steal.
It's true.
That's fine.
That's true. That's
It
true.
wasn't a natural 20.
I was
but
saying.
It's true.
These points are
Give
useless.
it to
I don't
Gabe.
actually-
Give it to Gabe. These points are useless. I don't actually. Give it to Gabe. It's better to go to Gabe than for the no one roll. I agree. We can't give it to the doubters. So that night, actually, let me just swap out to this soundtrack. You would see kind of as Achilles is kind of pulled away, the Valkyrie just eyes them, and the crowd starts to disperse as she goes back to her work. A couple are just kind of glaring at him and walking past. People like spit on the ground near him and start moving back over into each of their portions of the camp. You can see on his belt he has an extra sword. And he looks across the elderly man and goes, I'll find somewhere to rest. Just make sure that they don't try and poison my wine.
Mr. Dungeon Master, sir.
Yes.
May I don't know how much Juno would know about Achilles, just, generally, or if you would like me to make a roll. But also I want to know if I would recognize the old man.
Yeah, go and roll a perception check.
Perception. Only a 13, which is pretty bum.
One of probably the lesser known scholars of, he's not like one of the major ones. I mean, known.
Mm-hmm.
You'd probably have seen him around. I don't know if you'd know his name.
But he's not a philosopher or anything like that. He's just
he
a
is.
scholar. Oh, he is a philosopher.
Oh shit.
Bullshit, but he might not be one of the 13 that have a... He might not be like me, but he might be a philosopher. But yeah. Nice.
You can always question.
I'll probably go approach him. Yeah, I'll probably go and speak to him. But also, if there was anything I knew generally about Achilles, that might be useful.
Yeah, give me a just straight wisdom roll for that.
Oh, just
Or
wisdom.
history.
Well, I prefer wisdom because my bonus is higher. Natural one.
Achilles is one of those names. I'll give you the base standard of natural one. Achilles is one of those names which you've heard as like...
It's just famous. Probably know like a lot of like false information as well, right?
Yeah,
like I heard that he's unkillable. Like his skin turns things to gold.
Yeah, and he said he's the greatest of all metal guys. He's renowned as the there's arguments of like Hercules versus him, but everyone kind of is on the side that Achilles is the greatest fighter.
Okay. That natural one did give me inspiration on another ability check, which I'm going to bank.
Okay.
Okay.
Who the hell was that guy?
Oh.
I see.
Yeah, he seemed like an asshole.
That's I don't know how much you know.
Pretty good, huh?
That's Achilles, pretty much regarded as the greatest fighter in all of Mesogaia, unkillable, blessed by the gods.
Mesogaia.
Shit.
Yeah, I mean,
Blessed
in
by the
Mesogaia,
gods, like, what kind of blessing does he have?
Like he's literally unkillable.
Good.
Like his weapon, his skin turns weapons aside. Yeah, he's immortal, and like weapons can't hurt him.
If you stab him, my dagger will break.
That's what I've heard. I mean, I never met him. I've never seen him in action, but that's what the legends and the stories say. Is his skin turns away weapons. He can't be harmed. He's touched by the gods. It's like he's protected by the gods of Mesogaia. It's like he's their champion. for everything.
Do you think we have anybody over there right now? Like, I feel like we've run into a lot of Mesogaians, not including you, right? Like, I'm Achilles, I'm like super cool in Mesogaia. You don't know that though, but I am. Like, do you think we have one of ours over there doing the same thing? Like our Achilles? Just like, I'm hot shit in Midgard.
Well, certainly.
Wonder which one. Okay, so he's unkillable. There's going to be a mist. Like, what is the fucking deal with this fight? Like, can we help you somehow? Is that against the... Are there rules? What are the rules?
I know that you can forfeit. That's what I checked before I signed up.
Oh shit, you can? You can just be like, that's it, I'm done, I'm out.
You have to make it... The old man said I had to make it really obvious that, you know, I was forfeiting, that I wanted to quit.
And you can't just take the coins.
Oh.
Amanita is also very correct.
I don't think the coins do anything.
Yeah.
Oh,
They're also worthless
really?
coins. They're not worth anything.
I thought they looked nice.
I mean, would you like another coin? You can have another coin. I got a coin.
Yeah.
Here you go. Let's give her
Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thanks.
She holds it up like...
Yeah.
Okay,
But,
so
yeah.
you can forfeit. So that is good in case you get into a jam. You can be like, I'm kidding, I don't want to fight anymore. Please don't kill me.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's my plan because I don't,
Okay, good.
you know, I'm not about all this Valhalla stuff, so.
But
You don't
Juno,
want
it's
to do that.
possible maybe they don't even... What if they don't respect that? Or what if you don't get the chance to say
they
it?
don't
Yeah.
hear you?
They get one good hit and you're gone.
Yeah, I mean, that's with every fight that we go into, right? Like, you know, we
True.
fight a bunch of bandits on the road.
Yeah.
They might slip and slit my throat, but
So if that
My plan
does
is to-
happen,
okay.
do you want me to save you, bring you back?
If you
Or are
can,
you
I don't.
so
I don't.
curious about where you go?
No. I mean, I want to. I just want to. I entered this whole thing because I want to get stronger. That's one of the reasons that I came here. I want to learn. I want to make my philosophy. I want to make golden wisdom stronger, and I need to fight stronger people to do that. I'm not going to learn from just always fighting things that are weaker than me. I have to fight strong opponents. But I wouldn't worry. If things look grim, I'm going to run. I'm going to make it clear that I'm forfeiting. It seems to be that everything here is about this glory of going to Valhalla. They'll brand me a coward. I don't care about that. That's fine. Whatever. I'll just
What
quit.
you care what other people think, right?
I don't. But yeah, I think.
You know the truth. It is fine. Okay.
But so
Okay,
that's my plan. But I don't know if you can help. I don't know what this mist does.
Right, if the mist is covered, I probably won't have enough time to get in there.
I mean, I can
I
use
won't know if it
my
happens.
golden
How
wisdom
long
can
do you
heal
think
me a
it
little
takes?
bit, but not much.
How long do you think
Well-
it takes to have 302 people fight?
That's probably one. If it's a
death.
big battlefield, people will split off. People will make alliances until the end, and
If
Well,
everyone
that's-
just stood in a circle and everyone just slit the throat of the person to their left, it would be very quick.
well, this comes down to the
Draven-
question: does it count as a battle? That point.
Draven would have walked off and probably comes back around Lena's question.
Roughly 28 minutes.
Oh, that's too long. Okay.
That's a long fight.
I was hoping for like 10.
Well, tell you what. As far as I'm concerned, I also feel like I'm fairly capable of pulling someone back if they were to, you know what I mean? And if we're deeply worried about someone not listening to the terms of forfeiting, I could turn into a mouse and stay in someone's pocket. I'd probably be fine. I'd prefer someone not die that's participating in this fight. As much as I hate the concept of this in general, I don't
appreciate
want
that,
anyone
Willoughby.
to die.
I appreciate that. I just worry that. I mean, maybe these the coins don't seem to have any magic about them. So hopefully, maybe you can hide in a pocket or something like that. But
Don't get
I am.
crushed.
I could just be being paranoid here, but Achilles showing up at the last minute, I don't know. I'm almost worried that something... I don't know, this seems like a perfect time for someone to strike. I don't know, I've got a bad feeling about Achilles being here. I mean, he's a legend. Why leave Mesogaia? Why come here to this
But that's
competition
what, like,
now?
That's what people like that do, though, right? They're like, I'm the
This is a
best. I'm going
far
to go
way to
prove it like
come.
everywhere. They don't shut up about it.
Maybe.
I was thinking, like, I know a little trick to kind of help people, but it would only last 10 minutes. And if they can tell that
I
something
can.
has been cast on you, right? And
Well,
it is against
listen,
the
I'm
rules,
gonna-
you would get in trouble.
Lena, I can't obviously speak for Draven, but Willoughby coming in and helping in case somebody doesn't listen to forfeit and making sure that I don't die, that's fine with me. I don't mind that. But I don't want any magics. I don't want any tricks. I need to fight on my own. That's the only way I'm going to improve. I need to make my philosophy stronger. And to do that, I have to understand my limits and myself. And I appreciate the offer of the magic. And you know, if this was a fight against some beast or monster or bandits, of course I would accept without a hint. But not for me, not this time. This is different for me. But I appreciate it.
What about something that would ward you against being knocked out entirely? And you would know when it happens, so you'd be like, oh,
Now
I would be
forfeit.
dead at this point, so you walk away.
Yeah, I mean, personally, that would make me feel safer. I feel like I wouldn't necessarily need Willoughby to come with me if I had something like that. Like, that's sure. But
Okay.
because that's only on the condition that whoever I'm fighting is going to not honor these rules, right? The rules of this forfeiting. So,
Okay,
you know,
I'll
I'm
give
going
you
to
that
quit
in
before
the
someone
morning.
gets that chance.
Yeah, I mean, that works for me. I'd rather not be jostling around in someone's pocket.
Yeah, that works. Listen, I want to go and speak to the man that was with Achilles. I think that they might be from the academia. I think they might be a philosopher.
Oh, shit, you know them?
No, I don't. But there was a lot of philosophers around. Not all of them are like me. They don't all have the special, what we call the dialogus, the philosophy. But the philosopher can be somebody who's just a well-known scholar as well. Just so you know, because I don't want you to feel left out of these conversations, this is all things that my friends here already know. Where I come from in Mesogaia, there are groups of, and maybe you'd like to meet them because they might be able to help you with some questions. We call ourselves philosophers. We are thinkers, and we ask a lot of questions and try to understand answers to things. And some of us have special magic that give us powers. Some of us don't, but they're all from the same sort of group. We call it the academia.
Academia.
Yeah. It's where I studied. It's where I learned a lot about the world and about the things in it.
Yeah, I've been asking a lot of questions lately.
Well, let me check this guy out, and then maybe if he seems nice, I can bring you over and you can try and ask him some questions. Maybe he'll know more answers.
I'd like to meet a nice person. The last new person I met was Inor, and they were... I kind of like quiet down.
He's Einor's a bit he's a bit grouchy sometimes. He's just, he's had a hard life. He's like an old man who's just a bit angry at everything. And
I don't even think he knows any jokes.
he probably does, but yeah. Still. Well, I want to go speak to this philosopher, and obviously anybody's welcome to come. I'm not saying you.
I'll go with you.
Sure, okay.
Yeah.
I might tag along just to listen.
Sure, but
I can learn things.
Yeah, over in one of the camps nearby, you can see the elderly man's kind of feasting and drinking, kind of willfully grabbing at a couple of the ales nearby. Achilles sits there completely sober, sharpening the end of his kind of spear over and over, and preparing any kind of small daggers in his wrists and preparing more weapons.
I was kind of hoping Achilles wasn't there. I could just talk to the old man. I don't want to deal with Achilles. But yeah, Juno would begin heading over and sort of make their way over to speak to them all. But I don't want to take, because I've already spoken a lot. If anybody else wants to do stuff, I want to make sure they get their chance. So
yeah, if anyone has anything to dive, they can dive in if you want. Otherwise, Epic, you can see that the old man is kind of like sat there. You see him lift. It's not bad, all of this, is it? And Achilles looks at him. You should eat less. You're going to fall asleep earlier, and you want to stay up. I'm fine. I'd rather enjoy it, especially if it's our last night. Achilles, we're visitors. Elderly man kind of wipes his mouth, looks across all of you. Huh. Athra. Good, come, join us.
Juno will bow her head. Clara, my friends, and just sort of greet them in a Mesogaian greeting. I don't know what a Mesogaian, I just made one up.
Sure.
But just sort of before taking a seat or anything like that, just be like, oh, it's good to see some friends from back home. I know one of you, of course, by reputation, but I'm afraid we've not met. I don't know. And gesture to the old man.
You've likely heard of my name, but I left Athra back a little while ago. I'm Epicurus.
Epicurus. Is that, I'm guessing because I flubbed my roll earlier, it's not a name I necessarily know.
It would be. It's just not someone that you would know by the physical appearance, as they're not really necessarily part of Athra as much. Yeah, he's a known philosopher, though more of an independent one. I'll let you, based on his name now, roll a straight wisdom check, just to kind of almost like a philosophy check. Well, we should probably make a skill for
that. Sure. I mean, I was thinking like maybe like just straight insight, because that already uses wisdom, and it's something that Juno's trained in. Like, I mean, I'm obviously fishing for something I'm good at, but it makes sense that insight would work for philosophy. 17.
You would know that his works come down to the idea of that pain is an example of evil, and pleasure is an example of good. Therefore, you should always seek out pleasure. And he's a diehard idealist around the concept of there being nothing after death, and that in a world like this one, where there is proof that there's an afterlife, he sees that as a stepping stone. That's just a life after a life, but after that there'll be nothing. And the idea of not to fear death at all, because ultimately just enjoy what you have, and there's nothing afterwards, and not to focus on any gods and whatnot. He's very anti-god.
Okay, yeah, in that case, Juno probably definitely has heard of him then.
Yeah.
And she'd probably be like, my apologies, senior philosopher Epicurus. I read.
Don't say sorry. I never do.
You. No, I suppose you wouldn't. Let me introduce I am Juno Jocasta, junior philosopher of the academia.
Oh, good.
And these are some of my companions that I've met since I've come to Midgard. I wanted to come and say hello and meet you. And
this is the one.
This
is
the
other philosopher.
Have you met many of the Amanita Epicurus?
Afraid I've not. We rushed over here when we arrived. So.
Are you smarter than Juno?
Intelligence is not something that can be really quantified.
So no?
No, probably not in many things. Probably in some.
Epicurus is a very wise
Why did we come to
philosopher.
this one?
Well, it is likely Epicurus maybe knows more things than me, but also they're just it's always important to seek out people that you can learn something from, even if it's not the thing you want to know.
Epicurus knows different things than Juno
exactly.
does, which is where it gets interesting.
Might read 1,000 books, but he goes to plough a field. Struggle. Is the farmer smarter than the scholar in that regard? What determines what is more intelligent than the other? What is more useful? The farming saves many more lives. The books might never come in handy.
I think I define it by if you can answer my questions or not.
Then I would say, to the answers of your questions, depending on the question, I might be the smartest person you've ever met. But I might also be the least intelligent.
Where do Amanita go when I die?
I'm afraid then you've discovered the dumbest person you've met, because I have not a clue. Hopefully nowhere.
I thought it was nowhere, but before, when I was the mycelium, it was like maybe when a fruiting body leaves, it's like losing a toe or a finger.
Could be.
It just disappears. But now that I am that finger or toe,
yes.
I don't know.
Well, why do you care?
I have another question. How do
Juno's just like smart, like kind of like shooting Epicurus looks of like, yep,
I'm
like
kind of-
nodding and like smiling, like, yep, I've been dealing
Yeah,
with this.
he kind of nods
Like,
his head.
I'm split my attention between Achilles and Epicurus to see if Achilles is paying attention at all.
Achilles just seems to be kind of idly listening.
Alright.
Yes, your question?
If a god doesn't have a realm, how does it get a realm?
The god doesn't have a realm. How does it
If
get
a
a realm?
god doesn't have a realm, how is a realm gotten?
I'm not sure. Perhaps it's like purchasing land.
And I look at Juno and I'm like, why did you bring me here? Doesn't know anything.
I'm sorry we can't help you, Amanita.
It's
Maybe there's
okay.
somebody
It's
else.
okay.
Why do you
That
care?
last question, you should maybe go and ask the god himself.
Oh. Where?
I'll point back to Draven.
Oh, Draven is with us. Is the whole party? Are we? No.
No.
Oh no. Okay. Okay.
Just
I think
us.
some of us split off to come and speak to these guys.
okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. I've asked my questions.
Sorry we couldn't help you.
You know that you're worry of death. You know that that is your greatest weakness. The moment you learn to not care, not worry about what comes next, the moment you can start enjoying what exactly is here. Life is the most pleasurable thing we have. It's the guarantee we have. If there's one thing I know the most about, it is how to live a life.
I'm not going to listen to someone who can't even answer my questions.
Fair enough. However, perhaps seek to answer them yourself. Not with thoughts of worry, but with mead, good meat, or plant, whatever you eat.
Dead things.
Sure.
Hmm.
Sometimes a good appetite. That's too many questions.
So stop worrying about being dead, and start processing more dead things.
Sure. If you want to put it that way, I believe that it's really a stomach is much similar to a mind. It's constantly craving to be filled.
I don't have a stomach.
Good. You're not wrong.
It's been a very fascinating journey learning about the Amanita and their way of thinking differently to some things that we're used to.
Well, I wish you the best of luck in trying to find some form of tranquility.
Thank you.
If Amanita like heads off, I think like Juno would probably just sort of lean in to Epicurus and just be like, they really wanted to ask you some questions. I didn't really have a way to say no.
I expect questions. Everyone has them.
Indeed.
Are you going to fight?
Me? No.
Yeah.
No, not at all. I may not fear death and walk willingly into it. Besides, and you see Achilles just look
So
up.
I think smart.
Yes. Are you going to fight, either of you? Achilles looks up to you.
I look at
I'm
Lena.
not. No, I'm not going to fight. I'm going to take the time to try to fight 302 people to get to Valhalla, where I don't really care about going. It's a lot of effort for something I don't really care about.
I am.
I don't need to
But-
prove anything. Juno is going to fight them. She's going to be amazing.
I'm going to fight, but I'm obviously not here for any of this Valhalla business. I'm here to test my own philosophies, and I'll look at Epicurus and Achilles and just be like,
It would be a shame to kill you.
well,
least
I am
early on.
not. I am not so. I'm not so above forfeiting if I feel that I must. I'm
Then-
here to
Wait a
gain.
minute.
Allow me to
understanding.
say this then. If my spear comes towards you, forfeit.
I will keep that in mind, Achilles. I have heard much of your legend. I
Yeah,
know that
Juno
you will
was
be a great
telling us.
challenge.
How come you're going to fight?
How come I'm
Do you,
going to
like-
fight? I want
Yeah.
to send a message to Odin. They took 302 warriors to show themselves how strong they are, how powerful they are. Now imagine each of them having to go to Odin and explain how a Mesogaian came and made them all look like fools. I'll hardly break a sweat.
Okay, that makes sense.
You might not get to all 302 of them
No,
alone.
no, I won't. If I can take 100, I'll be happy.
I must admit, I would be... I hope that I don't have to forfeit against your spear so quickly. I feel that I would gain a lot from a few bouts, if I can be so bold.
Depending on the time of the fight, if it's early enough, maybe I'll only give you a few flesh wounds. But deep in, I must admit.
You lose yourself in it.
Oh no, I never lose myself in anything.
Did you come here for this? Or have you just been...
This is the first of
Like
my
it-
journeys, yes. I'm here to make a mockery of them. Every single one of them. I want the gods to know that the next time they try anything in Mesogaya, Achilles will be waiting on the front fucking line.
I just continue to flip my coin through my fingers.
Given what I've learned since I've been here, I definitely think that there's a few of them that could do with a lesson that they're not so untouchable as they think they are.
I could give you a list.
No one's untouchable. Everyone's killable. You see him lean down, and he raises and taps a kind of metallic boot over his right foot.
You got a weird shoe? Is that your secret?
No,
A magic shoe?
no, I died. And I came
Oh,
back.
shit.
This is the only weakness I ever had. You can go ahead and spread that to the rest of them. I don't mind. Let them think they've got hope.
Well,
What of your friends over there? He kind of looks over towards Draven, Eldred, Willoughby, and that group.
we'll have to go and ask them.
What of them?
Any of them fighting?
That's not for me to say.
Fair enough.
Before we leave, I don't want to take up too much of your time. I'm going to look at Epicurus.
Mm-hmm.
Forgive me, Epicurus.
Yes.
Before we go, it's been a long time since I was at the academia, and I admit I read much of your works and your reading, but
Yes.
tell me, and I think Juno, maybe even before she asked the question, would want to try and get a read on if Epicurus has a dialogus.
Mm-hmm.
Like if she can sense one or see one, like very faintly behind him or something like that. Like try and use her own key and her own magic of the astral to try and see if she can see it beside him necessarily.
Yeah, you could give me a wisdom check. This is almost like a magical check for you.
Okay. Just wisdom or insight?
Go insight, because it's kind of looking into it.
14 or 23 with advantage.
I'd say you have advantage because you do have a dialogue as yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You notice a kind of glimmer just beneath one of his eyes. It's almost like a little marking of almost like there's light gleaming through his eye on the back of it,
Mm-hmm.
and creating kind of almost like a silhouette at the bottom. And it's like energy coming off of him. Seems like he does have a dialogus. You don't see it.
Juno will just smile. It's a shame that I understand that you don't want to go into the battle, but it's a shame. I feel like there's a lot I could learn from you. And Juno will just maybe use the hand of golden wisdom to pick up one of the drinks at the table and pull it into her own.
Yes. Tell you what. You survived this thing. Perhaps we can talk. It's
That
been a
sounds
long
good to me.
time since I've had a good debate.
Yes, I would very much like to learn more, especially about the philosophies of nihilism and many other features that I know feature in your work. So,
Indeed. I'd be happy
Alright.
to teach you.
well, tomorrow then. Juno will just nod her head.
Tomorrow. Or the next day would probably be preferable. I plan to have a hangover tomorrow.
Raises glass.
He raises
Lena,
his
I mean, I'm happy to, if you have any other questions, but
No. I'll say to Epicurus, well, tomorrow, if you would like to find someone to sit with and watch the mist, You're welcome to come and join us.
I appreciate that.
Don't-
That's very kind.
I don't imagine you'll find many other friends here amongst the
True.
Midgardians.
Friendship is the thing we value most, so I appreciate it.
And to you, I'll say to Achilles,
It's up to you.
good luck fucking with the gods, but also, I don't really want you to kill my friends, so I'm kind of iffy on it.
I understand. If it makes you feel any better, I don't play with my kills. I'll make it quick.
Nod my head,
Besides,
stand up to me.
Midgardians are not my enemy. They're just a simple pawn.
A great game.
I kind of like you. All right.
Well, if any of your friends are fighting, I'd like to measure them up. They can measure me as well. Though, the spontaneity on the battlefield is usually more fun. But I don't imagine
If
much
any
of
of
these.
my friends are fighting, I'll
Yeah.
let them know that you are open to the mutual size
chat.
up.
Good. I look forward to it. Or the potential chance of it.
All right.
Goes back. And you hear him go for a second, yes. And his sword comes out his belt. And then comes down towards him. He checks over it. And goes back into his belt.
Very cool. Well, Juno will just return with everyone if Lane
Yeah.
has come along. Whew. Make a way over. Well, that was interesting.
Yeah, he's got a boot. Do you want tips?
Why does he have a boot?
He died. It was his weakness. He died. Now he's got a boot and he can't be killed. So he said, tell everyone he's got a boot.
He said something about his weakness. It wasn't in the stories I knew, but it seems to be that may be a vulnerable point or some such. But
Also,
it's armored now.
that dude has the sword, and also he says that if any of my friends are hypothetically fighting, he would like the chance to size them up, and they can have a chance to size him up if they would like. Or you could be spontaneous and meet on the battlefield.
We didn't tell him that you were fighting.
I said if I had any friends who were fighting, maybe I would pass it along.
He is very bold.
Yeah.
He really is.
Foolish.
I'm going to go rest. I'm going to meditate on what's happening tomorrow. I want to make sure I'm ready for it. So I'm going to bid you all good night. I know it's early, but I'm going to go do some solo practice and meditation. So I will see you in the morning, my friends.
Juno, before you go to sleep, the other older gentleman, is he like a big deal? Is he famous? What is his...
He's not the most famous. I mean, I liked his work. His name is Epicurus.
He's not that smart.
Sadly, yes, in many ways, he is not the most knowledgeable, but I like his philosophy towards many things.
So like his deal is like, you're gonna die. It's
Enjoy
okay,
life while
don't
you
freak
can.
out about it all the time.
Yeah, I mean, there are negatives to what he claims as well. I mean, I enjoy parts of it, but some say that Epicurus's philosophies lead one to dangerous excesses, very selfish behavior sometimes, which I can understand.
It seems like a good philosophy.
He's not a fan of the gods, which also interests me.
Maybe I'm a philosopher, I don't know it.
I think that you've got the makings of one in you. I think you ask as many questions as I do sometimes. That's always a good sign.
Interesting.
But no, he's it's good to meet him, and I think he's a lot like me. I think he's one of the few that carry a special magic to them as well. I'm surprised that he's not fighting, but if he does, if for whatever reason we get into a fight with Achilles and Epicurus, or if we have to fight Epicurus, be careful. My dialogus is very straightforward. Golden wisdom is direct, blunt, obvious. It makes me stronger, but I use it to fight. Many other philosophers, their dialogus, their powers, they can be strange, bizarre. They can have effects that one has not seen before. They can do bizarre things. They can change the laws of nature, of physics. They can do weird shit. So just be careful. And if you start to see anything bizarre, it may be his dialogus at work. Some philosophers can even use their dialogus at great ranges. It doesn't have to necessarily always be close to us. Some of them can send them out for, hundreds of feet, perhaps less, perhaps more, but just be cautious.
Okay.
All right.
All right. I think I'm going to get some rest too. Want to stare at the mist tomorrow.
Okay. Is anyone staying up?
I'm gonna go up to Draven. Are you gonna be okay tomorrow?
Yes, I'll be fine.
I know. I know that you're a god.
Mm-hmm.
You gave me a boon.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's working. I know it's working. I know it is. I feel it. I've been thinking a lot. I heard earlier, and I don't know if it's true. I heard that you don't have a realm.
Not mine.
Do you have
personally. I have one I have access to, yes.
You do?
Yes.
Do you think that Amanita could go there when I die?
I do.
You do?
You have a soul, right?
I do.
Then yes.
This is the best news I could have ever hoped for. Draven, thank you.
What is happening?
You are the most noble of gods. I don't know that many gods. You're the one I know. And I had no idea they could be so kind, generous.
I'm learning
Thank
about this
you.
place.
So noble and true. Wonderful.
Why do you...
And
I don't,
sweet.
What is happening? Are you testing
Thank you.
something? Oh.
No. You are testing the extent of my gratitude, for I've never been more grateful for anything in my life.
Amanita,
Yes.
Oh no.
in my life, it is not about how you die. It is not about what you are when you die. It is about death. When it comes, you travel. Some swim, and some sink. But you have a brave soul, a powerful soul, a passionate soul. I see no reason you cannot find a resting place.
I feel like the weight of tons of dirt has been lifted from my stem. I'm gonna go dream about the realm. In an
Draven-
imagination kind of sense.
Draven leans down.
I will tell them to expect you, even if it is not for ages.
I am sparkly-eyed, and I turn to go have a rest.
What a strange thing.
That's it. That's all he said.
Yeah.
That's all he got.
Eldred and
Anyone
Willoughby.
else who witnessed it is just silently nodding, like, yep.
Are you two doing anything, Eldred and Willoughby?
I am just lying there with eyes wide for a long time before finally sleeping.
Oh,
I think there's part of Willoughby that's still like a little bit like worried for his party members that are planning on participating in this tournament, where he's going to be. I mean, he doesn't sleep, so he's gonna be like pretty good distance away, but sort of carefully watching Achilles because they talked about the shoe thing. Gonna watch if he ever takes it off while he's like sleeping.
Okay. Draven, you doing anything tonight, or are you gonna rest?
Draven is going to go outside of the camp, meet with someone, have a little bit of a conversation, exchange some things, and then finally come back and rest. And I'll send you.
Okay.
It's related to the A.
Okay.
I'll tell you that.
Then, as rest comes, each of you sleeping for the next night. Willoughby, you watch Achilles lie down in his bed, snuff out some of the torches. Roll an insight check or a perception check.
I think he's watching carefully enough that he will be dragging Constellation to
Okay.
try to do this. That is a 21 with Dragon Constellation.
21. He doesn't take off the boot, but he does several times in the night scratch at the other ankle, the other heel.
Okay.
An
That's
irritation.
interesting.
When the morning comes, people are gathered, as it's about 5 a.m. when everyone's woken. When dawn comes, the battle will begin. You are called over to enter into the area. The rest of you will be able to kind of watch from this almost mist perspective, seeing into it. It would almost be broadcast to you like gods watching down from Olympus. People are gathering up to walk into the battlefield area, stepping through a mist to go and find a portion of the fight themselves. No bloodshed until dawn. You can see there's almost kind of this, when you like get onto a higher position of where the stands are and people can go and sit and wait, you can see that the mists have kind of just completely enveloped the area overnight. And it seems when someone walks in, they don't really know where they're heading. Is there anything you want to do before prepping to go inside? Any last moments before you might say goodbye?
Well, he's going to at least pull aside Juno and Draven to tell them what he saw. If you end up running into Achilles while you're in there, try aiming for his other heel. Seemed like something on his leg was bothering him while he was sleeping.
Interesting.
Thanks for looking out for us.
Also, at this point, Draven's left eye is yellow and his right eye is gray.
Well noted.
Thank you. I do appreciate it.
Before, as they start to go to the mist, Lena's going to stop them both and kind of like a mom straighten their collars and their armor. You'll be fine. Do not die. Forfeit if you need to. It is okay. You don't care about what anyone else thinks about you. I'm going to straighten them up and just make sure they look okay. All right. You're good. You will do good.
I go up to Draven and I go, I made this for you. Oh, no. And it's a stick that's this big. And I go to Juno and I give Juno a stick and it's this big.
Nice.
Good luck.
Thank you very much.
He ties it to like the outside of his arm. Like wraps it around.
Juno's gonna put hers in her hair.
Oh, that means a lot to me.
Juno will actually. I'm gonna look at Lena and say, "I'm going to quit if I get the chance, which I'm pretty sure I will. I'm going to quit. I'm not going to die, but just in case, I'm gonna take off the ring of the drowned goddess and take off my Eagles of the Eagle goggles. Just, hey, I don't want some, if anything does happen, I don't want some schlep grabbing my stuff.
I'm going to keep them for you. I'll be
You're
giving
going to
them
give
back
them
to you
back.
in about an hour. It is
Exactly.
fine.
Okay.
Should we do a? Willie's gonna
Oh,
like
shit,
point this
yeah.
head to everyone else's, just in
Yeah.
case.
That is a good idea.
I'll look
And,
at Draven and be like, are you okay with that?
What?
Telepathy.
Do you
That
want
is
to?
fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
Juno,
5 hours.
here is a ward, just in case.
Thank you. Death ward.
Oh damn.
And this like dark energy spirit is just going to like swim out of my hand and just into your chest.
I never quite get used to so cold. Thank you. I do appreciate it. It's always a bit unexpected and chilly, and I'm not used to it. But thank you.
It will
Draven,
turn warm if it goes off.
Okay.
Draven hands Willoughby the chest as well.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a little lighter, it's on purpose. It was simply my pieces.
All right, I'll hang on to it.
The question is, do you enter together? Or are you
No,
going to go
I
separately?
think so.
Separate.
Yeah.
Okay.
He doesn't want to be near her.
Then if you're going to be going separately, you'd be entering into the mist. And you'll hear a voice in your heads as individually you walk in. Walk wherever you need. Once the mists fade around you, once the fog drains, the battle will begin.
Joe,
Yes.
I have something I'd like Willoughby to do specifically.
Yeah.
I'd like him to position closer to Mist. I want him to, at the very least, perceive or attempt to, if they're concentrating on this fog.
Okay. Roll an insight check.
It's 22.
Yes. They are definitely
Okay.
concentrating on this fog.
When
I'll
see them
post up
s-
near them just in case.
Okay.
So when we
Did-
entered, we heard this voice say, "You can walk wherever," and when the mist starts, right?
Yeah.
Juno immediately sits down and crosses her legs, just doesn't
Okay.
move, and just sits down, crosses her legs, folds her arms, and just begins breathing and preparing herself.
Then
Have you already told us how wide of an area this
it's
mist
it's
field?
I think the first time we
covers?
came past, it's probably a good like mile and apart, like a little bit over a mile, a couple of miles maybe.
Well,
It seems to be almost like, imagine when you go paintballing and they've kind of set up all these different areas. It's very kind of open fields and these kind of barricades and anything people have built goes a little bit into the woods. Where you sit right now, there's a fog that goes all the way around it and inside as well. But the fog inside will probably fade. You guys will be watching through the fog almost like a television. It's going to project the images of different fights and battles in there so people can
Whoa.
follow along on the outside.
Yeah.
The way this is going to work, as you head in, this battle is going to be approximately 3 hours. As there's a lot of traveling between and finding others. Each of those hours will be rolling a d20 to determine what you end up running into, who you end up running into,
Hell yeah.
and seeing how far you get. You can forfeit, but there is one victor at the end. Can I ask you both to roll your d20? And I can tell you this as well. I'll also be rolling a d20 to determine where
Nice.
Achilles ends up.
Oh. I'll go first. 6.
1. That is the first real roll I had.
So you've had a 20 and then a 1.
Yep.
Take the points back.
Well, they already got given out. They got
Take
given out
the
to no
points
one.
back.
Tomatoes walking through chat. Give me your points.
Hand them back.
And they're in. No ticket.
The mists are spread around and you can hear her voice. 303 of you have entered. Each of you now stand in the greatest decision of your lives. To fight and to die. Or to fight and to live. Prove yourselves in the eyes of the Valkyrie. Prove yourselves in the eyes of the god. And go to Valhalla victorious. For those who find me in the mist, I will give you my blessing. To fight harder. And when I remove these mists, do not stop fighting until it's over. She causes it to depart. Can I get a roll of a 1d4 for both of you? If you roll the same thing, we'll just reroll. This is going to determine the match.
Is she going in the mist right now?
No, she's kind of stood over to the side. It's the way the mist works, is it almost kind of helps lead you.
Oh my
Okay.
god.
Okay. So 3 and 1.
Yep. One's the number of the day, baby.
One's the
Take
number of
those
the
points
day.
fucking back.
They didn't get him.
Get them back.
Actually, and if you bet on him next time, take those points too.
When the mists fade around you, Juno, you can suddenly see to your left a warrior. Kind of stood there, looks across to the right. You see an archer. Quickly goes to draw their arrows, and ahead of you, you see a kind of a normal peasant with like a pitchfork. As a four-way fight is about to begin, you are stood there in what seems to be kind of broken down woodland, where they've cut down many trees, and you can see them all just kind of stand ready. 4 people about to fight. Over in a battlefield, Draven, you stand there, and ahead of you, you see this one individual soldier. As the mist starts fading, you're stood there, looking at 3 palisades that are aiming away from you. An axe is against one, a crossbow on the ground. And straight ahead of you, the mist part, and you see Achilles.
I mean, natural one.
Those ones.
Not only did you-
either the troll dude or it's
Not
Achilles.
only did you roll a 1, so did I. That's what we're in tonight's episode.
Oh my god.
I'm so
Okay.
happy.
Stop.
That's wild. I'm going to take a screenshot.
Wow.
I get like a peasant guy, a normal warrior, and an archer, and Draven's like, ah, shit, I gotta fight Achilles.
I have goosebumps.
Can you just knock the peasant out? This
Yeah,
is
that's
bad.
that's literally my plan. I'm gonna go and beat him up and be like, you should quit now.
Did you know you can forfeit?
I'll link it in our chat. There you
I'm
go.
gonna offer 1
So
forfeit per punch.
Let's go.
Dude. Oh man, if you win, that's just worth it. Just be like, if you beat Achilles, that's it.
See, the
You
thing
can
is,
just be like,
even
I'm
if I
good.
lose, that's a great story. Because
Yeah,
if Achilles killed Draven,
Yeah,
then it's a vendetta.
yeah.
Dude, Joe, if I remember correctly, Achilles was also the guy from the one-off, right?
Yes, he
So
was.
he also killed my one-off character.
He did
Oh, really?
indeed.
Where he hucked him off a cliff.
Yeah, he did. He did.
About that.
Yeah, that took place 4 years ago. Yeah.
What have you been doing for the last 4 years?
I'm
Do you
so excited.
remember?
This
You
is
threw a guy-
I've been thinking about this fight for like months. Literally. I just like
Yeah, I can't believe you just rolled the Achilles number. I was like, yeah, I mean, we'll see.
It was meant that you know what? I was owed that. That's how I feel. I was owed this.
I'm excited. Well, thanks everyone for playing. We'll be back next week. We'll do some shout outs. Let's start from.
So I've got to talk to you about next week.
Okay, yeah, no problem. Draven, let's go around with Gabe. That's okay. We can probably take it off. Gabe.
Yeah. Gabe Hicks, Gabe James Games. I do a lot of stuff. Find me on most social media. I'm excited to either live or die. I am pumped. And I have my backup already. So either way, it's a victory.
Okay.
Dude.
Brizzy.
At Brizzy Voices. On this website. And Twitter and Instagram and YouTube. That's a thing that I do sometimes still.
Yeah.
We just did all the Super
big
Mario
one.
impressions, right? It was great.
Yeah, I did a bunch of Mario impressions.
It's good. The movie versus the games. It was good.
Joe
Oh,
did a
I was going to say,
Mario
was it movie or was
today.
it game?
It was the verses.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was both.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
cool. Really
Mushroom Kingdom. Here
Here we come.
Mushroom Kingdom.
Yeah.
we come.
cool. Tomato.
Nothing.
That's fair. Twitch.tv/Tomato. Tracy, thank you very much for playing again, bud.
Thank you. I had so much fun today. I had a blast. You can find me all over the place: Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch at Tracy Cola.
Chrissy.
Hello, I'm OLG. You can sometimes find me on Twitch. You can sometimes find me on Twitter. I think I have an Instagram. I think it's there. I don't remember what I've done there. Don't go there. Just don't bother. It's not worth it. But yeah, sometimes I'm places.
Okay, Mark.
Hello. You can find me Sherlock_Humes on Twitter, Sherlock Humes with an underscore at the end on Twitch. But the main thing that I do is my own D&D show. It's called High Rollers DND on Twitch and Twitter and YouTube and all that kind of good stuff. We are literally in maybe the last 8 episodes going forward. We've got down to like the last 8 to 10 episodes. Well, it's around 8. But man, we did an episode last week, and I mean, I have leaky eyes anyway, but holy shit, there was like so much like cool stuff from the players, and like it's at the end of like a 5-year long campaign. I bawled my eyes out for pretty much most of it. So if you want to go see a grown 37-year-old man cry,
I do.
go do that on
Yes.
YouTube. High
Nice.
Rollers D&D.
It's my favorite thing.
Yeah, come and watch it live on Sundays, 5 p.m. UK time. Man, yep, it got to me. I was just like, and then he says this.
Amazing. You're gonna be so broken by the last one.
Dude, the fucking last one's gonna kill me.
We didn't get to do our Q&A for Godforge last week, so we're doing it this Sunday. So come on by if you've got any questions for the end of our campaign wrap-up, as our one just ended on our Sunday one. Come on by on Sunday to ask anything there. Otherwise, you can find me on this channel. There's a Patreon if you want to see behind-the-scenes stuff, all different homebrew and some of the things going up there. Achilles will be up there at some point. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks, everyone, for playing, as per usual. We'll be back next time. We'll work out if we'll come back next week or not. Yeah, that's pretty much everything. Thanks so much, everyone. We'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.